Kyler Murray's back, ladies and gentlemen. Kyren Williams is out multiple games. What do? We've got Bye-mageddon here. How do you navigate the bye weeks? How do you navigate the injuries? We have championships to be won. We have news all over the screen to discuss. AR5 is out for the year. Maybe what do you do in dynasty leagues? The Fantasy Football Show 8 p.m. edition, every single Monday through Friday. 8 p.m. edition begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
What is going on, everybody? Appreciate you all being here. And we certainly have a lot to discuss walking into this Wednesday evening here on the, let me hit the proper screen here. Walking into this Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern show like we do every Monday through Friday. I think the first piece of news we want to discuss is this Kyler Murray news. Kyler Murray is back, not necessarily next week, but it looks like a potential probable situation that he doesn't play this coming week, number 7, but maybe he's able to return to football in the next game or two that the Cardinals have. We'll have to play it by ear, but what it does indicate is an opportunity for anybody that's decimated at quarterback, that's struggling between, injured T. Law, injured Justin Fields, and Kyler Murray sitting out there on waivers. This could be potentially a move that makes you not have to give up your big stud wide receiver or running back to divide and conquer into a quarterback in another position. So grab Kyler Murray off waivers. I know he's coming back from an ACL tear, and a lot of people are worried about how productive he can be, but he's Kyler Murray. He's capable of top 5 to 10 quarterback scoring anytime he's on the field, and decimated quarterback situations should be clamoring at the opportunity of grabbing him and stashing him. So grab him and put him on your roster. Ended up being a very good best ball move at the end of drafts because a lot of people, including myself, were unsure whether the Cardinals would even try and bring him back. Now, I am a little bit curious as to why the Cardinals, if they want to move on with Kyler, I get it. It makes sense. But they're also, and this is the one thing about the NFL that's weird to me, is more teams don't take dives. More teams don't try and get that extra, that advantage with the draft selection, which is why the NFL has never gone to a lottery system, because very rarely is a team kind of identified as a diving team to get a higher draft pick. It is absolutely head-scratching that the NFL has survived this for so long. But the moment it starts happening, you will see a lottery system be potentially talked about and eventually implemented. But yeah, I mean, Kyler Murray is a must grab right now if for any reason he's available on your waiver wire. And I'd venture to say we go on over to the waiver wire, which, he wasn't necessarily, he's not available in like 80% of leagues or anything like that. But I do believe we got to put Kyler here. I don't even know that we put Dobbs on here anymore. I believe Kyler probably goes to the top spot on the QB list if for any reason you can grab him. Now, granted, you need a quarterback this week. Kyler's not going to help you, but that is definitely the order as of this moment. So get Kyler onto your roster immediately if he's available. Kyren is more of a bad piece of news here. Kyren Williams, as we reported when this first broke down and they said he missed 1 week with the ankle, I was adamant about saying expect more. Expect at least 2 games. Maybe he comes back. Maybe this report of an ankle injury is just a minor one. He's missing. Whenever you're ruled out for the next week immediately from an ankle injury, it makes me ask the question, like, how do they know this is a 1 week thing? He should miss a week, and a lot of news reports were saying he'll be back potentially the next week. When you're ruled out that quickly, there's something going on. And there was a report that he was in some sort of cast, and I'll pull up the report right now, some sort of cast and mobilization type of situation here. Let me pull it up here. Williams will not go on injured reserve, meaning they don't believe he'll necessarily miss 4 games, which is good, although they could change their mind after a week. The Rams were down to Zach Evans as their only other running back after losing Williams and Ronnie Rivers to injuries. Ronnie Rivers went on IR. He'll miss at least 4 games, but I think that if he does, in fact, have a grade 3 PCL tear, he's not coming back at all. Grade 3 PCL tear is essentially that either the PCL or ACL, depending on which one we're talking about. In this case with Ronnie Rivers, we're talking about the PCL. They cross each other in the middle of the knee there. But when you have a grade 3 tear like Lamar almost had, you get a borderline 2-3 grade tear. It's either torn in half, you rip your PCL or your ACL, whichever one we're talking about, on a grade 3 tear. You rip it in half, or it's so stretched out it's worthless. It doesn't serve or function the knee at all, because it's like you imagine the ACL and PCL are there to keep that knee joint tight, right? And when you stretch it out, and it's like a loose rubber band, it's not doing any work at all. The ACL is the only one in the middle of the knee at that point, trying to hold this knee tight and in place so it doesn't slide off the shelf in either direction. PCL and LCL are responsible for that knee not sliding off in both directions. You lose your PCL, you lose the ability to keep that knee tight. So I would say that, in the case of Ronnie Rivers, I don't see how he comes back if the report is true that it's a grade 3 tear. But as for Kyren, here's the report. Kyren, let's see here if I could find the piece here where he was literally in a. Let me pull up Kyren and read this. I just want to make sure I've got everything in front of your face, ladies and gentlemen. Williams did not practice on Wednesday, obvious, and is likely to miss Week 7. He's considered week to week by head coach Sean McVay, but the Rams additions of Darrell Henderson, Myles Gaskin. I like Gaskin a lot. I'm not saying Gaskin's going to be up to speed to even be effective. Let's put that out there. But Gaskin was a player in Miami that I thought once he did get his opportunity would potentially be that quick, speedy, unbelievable player that reminds me a lot of like what we know now to be a Achane, but he would be a poor man's version. Let me just put that out there. No one say he's like Curtis Samuel is the Debo in Debo's prime, and Curtis Samuel in Curtis Samuel's prime. Gaskin would never be the Achane, but he had the capability, especially in Miami, of potentially doing something. I was so excited about his opportunity back in the day. He never got it. I don't know that he ever will, but he's an exciting player. I just want to put that out there. He's a very, very, very quick guy. But Gaskin, who knows, like what happens with him? Missed a couple weeks. There was another report here somewhere about him being in what appeared to be like some sort of cast. I think that we got to assume, as I said when this first broke, that this is longer than we want. This is going to be a 2 or 3 week injury. Maybe he comes back after 1 week. Possible. But he's going to be hampered. And so at that point, it's like he's going to re-injure himself. The thing about Kyren, the reason we have on the graphic today, the graphic that I have right here, this graphic, the reason we have this potential, let me expand this caution sign on Kyren is that there is a lot of concern. Like if you had the opportunity right now to sell him, depends what it is, you might want to explore it, because this guy has been worked into the ground, and this is why I fear Puka Nacua eventually has some injuries as well. This is why I still have fears about a 30-plus-year-old Cooper Kupp being overfed in this McVay system. McVay overwaters his plants, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying Kyren should be handed away like a ham sandwich. I'm not saying Kyren can't be a top 5 running back upon his return. I think he absolutely will be. I think the way McVay uses Kyren's going to thrive. I think the way McVay uses Cooper Kupp, until he breaks again, is going to thrive. Cooper Kupp's a top 5 wide receiver, just like Puka Nacua was a top 5 wide receiver. Anybody that's in that role is a top 5 wide receiver. And that's not taking away necessarily from Puka Nacua or taking away from Cooper Kupp. But let's be honest. If McVay was raptured from the Rams system right now, and let's say Stafford went down with an injury, Cooper Kupp as we know it as of last week and all the other weeks and seasons we've seen him produce good numbers would cease to exist. Puka Nacua would cease to exist to the degree we know him. Kyren Williams would never have emerged. McVay is a special man. And this system, with the marriage of the system McVay to Matthew Stafford and the way he plays football and laser locks on certain players, is absolutely the reason we're seeing what we see. But you cannot separate situation from player. I want to make that abundantly clear. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to tear down Kyren, Kupp, or Puka. As long as Stafford's healthy, as long as McVay doesn't get raptured off the planet or abducted by aliens, we will continue to see it. As long as everything stays together and the boys are together and Stafford doesn't get injured, it will keep re-watering the plants, overwatering the plants until the point where, one of them breaks. And that's what we're kind of seeing here with Kyren. But I send a little caution out there, because I think that if you do have somebody willing to buy him at top 5 value right now, example, case in point, the earlier video where we talk about Austin Eckler, Barkley and something for Eckler, or Kyren and something for Eckler. Eckler's a great buy low, buy week out of the way. There are scenarios that are not disrespectful to Kyren where you could trade away Kyren and go get Austin Eckler. Okay? Austin Eckler is one of the very best buy lows walking into the remaining part of this season. He's bye week free and he's back. He played Dallas, and everybody and their mother got all upset at Austin Eckler and felt like Austin Eckler failed them. Owners of Austin Eckler said, hey, and I got a video on this. Go watch the video. I talk about it for like 15 straight minutes. I am 1 win into the season. I got 1 win. This owner that has 1 win would trade Austin Eckler. You may not think so, Bob, or the 3-win owner or the 4-win owner out there that owns Eckler. The world does not revolve around you. If you don't have more than 1 win or 2 wins, you will be susceptible to selling this man off because he came back and failed you. Dude in my league straight up shot down all my Eckler offers. And Hammer, that's going to happen because, again, the world doesn't revolve around you. There are going to be scenarios. And I know you're not necessarily running at the content. I'm just saying that that's going to be the deal. Anybody that has Eckler, everything is, you're at the mercy of how they feel about him. You're at the mercy of how they feel about their season. You're at the mercy of everything that's involved in that situation. But I can tell you right now, I help people every other hour acquire Austin Eckler. So it gets old, though, to see people act like it's not possible. It just gets really tiresome. Smitty, that's not happening. I wish, because I'm so good. And I'm not saying this is you, Hammer, necessarily. I don't know if you're saying this or not. I just read your one comment. I'm not judging you personally right now. I'll let the chat do that. But this is what we hear. It's, Smitty, I'm so good. My league is so good. If my league wasn't good, that'd make me feel bad about myself. I'm so good. People in my league don't make bad trades, except for the one that happened last week and the one that happened in week 2, and the one that happened last year where Bobby Stevens from Billing gave up JJ for free in week number 7. Anyways, my league is so good, Smitty. These things don't happen. Ha ha! Come on, man. No one's trading Eckler. Go watch my video. On Eckler, and we don't need to waste too much more time on that, but buy low on Eckler, best buy low in week number 7 on. I'm telling you right now, bye week free. Owners panicking because the owner that's 1-5 or 0-6 that had him last week return, they were expecting a win. They were expecting a bounce back win. They were expecting a win with their first game getting Austin Eckler back. And they didn't get it. So then what? You think they're just going to walk straight in to this week and go, everything's fine. They're panicked. They're a panic Peter. The Bill from Billing turned into a panic Peter. His name plate on his desk and on his door, if he even has a door. He doesn't have a door. He has a cubicle. His name plate on the side of his cubicle, the maintenance came through. The maintenance crew took out Bill from billing and slid in Panic Peter from billing, just straight into his cubicle. And he's putting on a face. He's sweating. He's crying. He's scared. He's by the water cooler, just filling up his water. It's overflowing. And he's trying to take a sip. I'm fine. Eckler's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Eckler's fine. You want Eckler? Their voice gets high. I'm not trading him. He's fine. Eckler's fine. Everything's fine. It's not fine to him if he's got one win. So Hammer or whoever else acts like Eckler can't be had right now. What's the record of the owner that has Eckler? Are they 3 or 4 wins in? Then of course they're going to have more balls than Bill, a.k.a. Peter from Billing, who literally has 0 or 1 win. And he just watched Eckler come back and shit the bed. He's scared. He's vulnerable. Stop working away at 80% productivity on a Wednesday and put some work into your trade offers. Get that productivity down to 50% with the AirPod in. And I want you out there doing fantasy football work today. Send some offers. Don't be the upset Unger that sees the message come across on the notification panel on their screen that says, oh, trade just went down in League D's Nuts. In League D's Nuts, Bill, a.k.a. Peter from Billing, just surrendered Austin Eckler for a bag of chips and a ham sandwich. And you go, oh, that's an awful trade. When you could have been that guy. You could have been that guy, but you weren't. Because you were instead complaining about how this doesn't happen in your league. Kyren Williams, expect him to be out 2 weeks is what I meant to say by all of that. Before I sidetrack myself. And Kyler, get ready for Kyler. Grab him. Do it live. Deshaun Watson, who's dealing with a rotator cuff bruising and called his status up in the air. This is a disgusting situation for poor Browns fans. And I can't emphasize enough how much I love my Browns fans. I can't emphasize enough how much I love my Raider fans. And when I drag the Raiders or the Browns organization or their decision making and their trade decisions and all that through the water, the dog water, through the mud, I don't mean that to come off to the fan base. I love the fan base. The door's always open here. The light's always on. Okay, I did stay at a Holiday Inn once. I do know that much. To leave the light on for you so you can find your way home. Come home. Come home, Browns fans. Come home, Raiders fans. I'm sorry if you think I'm against you. I'm not. My door's always open to you. But these poor Browns fans, my poor Browns fans that watch this channel, what you've got to endure from this man, Deshaun Watson, this little baby Deshaun Watson who's got the bruise, little bruisey poo in the shoulder. I can feel it in there. The little bruisey poo. I feel a little bruise. It's sore. Can I get a Band-Aid? Can I put it on my bruise? I know you can't see it. It's in there. If you look, it's in there. I know I can feel a little bruise. It's sore in my shoulder. I know you guys are paying me $230 million guaranteed. I know you sacrificed the entire future of the organization, but I got a bruisey poo, and I can't play. I can't play. I can't do it. You know how many players are out there playing with injuries? Do you know that Olandis Gary tore his ACL? You guys remember Olandis Gary for the Denver Broncos? Tore his ACL and played an entire second half without an ACL, with a torn ACL. This little sad performance by Deshaun Watson's little bruisey poo is disgusting to me. Absolutely. Aaron Rodgers is walking around with a torn Achilles tendon, throwing footballs, doing more work than Deshaun Watson with his bruisey poo. Calling it a bruise. My bruised rotator cuff. Not really the entire thing. There's a bruise somewhere inside it. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to mortgage the future for this man. This worst trade ever. Worst trade on top of worst contract. On top of put the whole quarterback and contract in the NFL industry on its head. Flipped it upside down over a bruise. This man knows... This guy knows how to literally like sit back and do nothing and let others do work. Let me just put it that way. That's what he does. He that was on full display. No pun intended. No puns intended across the board on all those statements. This guy is just sitting back and letting everybody else do the work. Just disgusting. Anyway, I can't wait for my Browns fans. I hope you understand I'm for you. I'm not against you. So I know a couple Browns fans are going to come in and say, Smitty, how dare you? Have you ever had a bruised rotator cuff before? Hey, Smitty, let me tell you about bruised rotator cuffs. This is Billy from Billing. And I'm here to defend not only Bill from Billing, but my Cleveland Browns and my Deshaun Watson. I'm going to get a lot of people who are going to be upset. Elandis Gary played with a torn ACL. Deshaun Watson can't play with a little contusion. little grade 0.4 contusion. It's not even a grade 1. It's a grade 0.4 probably. Little bruisey poo. Not a full bruise. A grade 1 would be where you see a little, darkness in the skin because the bruise was bad enough to draw blood under the skin. This was one that probably can't be detected. It's a phantom bruise. AR5, this is, we expected this over the last 48 hours, but it's finally official. Season-ending surgery for AR5. He will be going under the knife, and he will be out for the remainder of the season, obviously, which is good for his long-term health, but it certainly is a disappointing situation for sure. Kyler Murray, again, here's more news reports on this, ramping him up. His practice window opened up 21 days. They have to activate him to the active roster. Murray and the team will be smart with his return from ACL tear, but being on the practice field is a good step, says good old Ian Rappaport. Grab this man if he's available in your league. He does not have a bruisey poo on his shoulder, so he should be good to go. This one right here is about Zach Evans, Royce Freeman, and Myles Gaskin. Kyren Williams expected to miss multiple weeks per Jeremy Fowler, just backing up what I said earlier. And so he should be back at least after the Week 10 bye. So that is awful. Awful news. Why I would sell him if you can. Week 7, Week 8, Week 9, 3 games in bye week. Whenever that bye week is very close to the amount of time the player may or may not sit out, it's always tacked on. They give the player an extra amount of time. That's why Achane was put on IRs, because it fit perfectly into the bye week. 4 games, then the bye week. He's got 5 weeks off. Kyren, Week 7, Week 8, Week 9, bye week. It fits perfectly, and they want to keep him healthy. And so you need to explore trading him. If the opportunity's even still there for Kyren, trading Kyren away. Let's hit these super chats here. First super chatter of the night is from Drop, who gets a standing O, because all first super chats get a standing O.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Drop got the first drop on all of you with his first super chat of the night. Appreciate you, Drop, coming in strong. Drop says, drop Tank Dell for Kyler. I would say, if you need a quarterback badly, you have no backup like you're stating here, I'm okay with that. Are there other players I would rather drop? Probably drop, but I would say this isn't a bad move, bro. This isn't a bad move at all. But it certainly is hard to drop Tank Dell. I would ask what other players you have, but you didn't list them, and it's certainly not something I'm excited about. I love Tank Dell. Trade Musgrave and Dell for Kittle. I probably would, but Kittle's got that ability to be inconsistent. You have to prepare for that, but I don't mind that trade. I think that could be good. I like both sides. Both sides could win that one. Traded Love in London for Josh Allen. And people say good trades don't happen. People say, oh, no, it's trading in my league, Smitty. Here you go. Here you go.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, it happens every day. Every day we see a great trade get made. Case in point, phenomenal trade. Hit that thumb up button. 480 of you in here and only freaking 77 thumbs up. We can do better than that. Those are rookie numbers if I've ever seen them before in my life. Those are rookie numbers. We're going to do a quick Q&A here. Rapid fire Q&A soon, so hang tight for that and open the phone line. Swift for Waddle. I would take Swift over Waddle for right now. What if I can get Christian Watson? I would do Swift for Waddle and Christian Watson. I don't know that I would do Swift for Waddle or for Watson straight up because the RB climate is very bleak right now, and you should be getting more for your DeAndre Swift. Okay? Definitely think you're not getting enough in that trade. Let's see here. The Bolt, $5 hauler, turned Goff and Justice Hill and Nico into Saquon. I like that. I definitely then turned Saquon out, which is what I would have done, and Flowers into Eckler. Smitty, it's not getting done. Nobody's trading Eckler in my league, Smitty. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's going to do it. Nobody's trading Eckler. It doesn't happen, Smitty. Not in my league. It doesn't happen. The Bolt to the moon.
To the moon.
It's unbelievable. It's almost annoying, though. You know, like, I have thick skin, but it's really annoying when people over and over say things like, it can't happen, Smitty. It can't happen. It won't happen. Nobody's doing this. No one's trading this in my league, Smitty. Nobody. It's just not going to happen, Smitty. It's not. T-Law, Purdy, B-Rob, and a 24 first and second for Hurts.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I'm smashing that all day long. Give me Jalen Hurts all day long, broski. It's not even a question. First rounder, who cares? You're getting Jalen Hurts. You're getting Jalen freaking Hurts. Smash the trade. Smitty, no one's doing good trades in my league. Slayer's out there slaying them right now while you're complaining and crying over spilled milk. Dynasty format traded 2024 first round pick and Brock Purdy for Stroud. I don't know if I like that one. Look, I like Stroud as much as the next guy, but is he a guaranteed fantasy monster? I think Brock Purdy in a first rounder, I would be tempted to keep that side because Brock Purdy's in a very potent offense, you know, so I feel like that could be a little too much. I don't hate the idea of like banking on Stroud to be that good, but to trade for him at that cost as if he's already there, I think is a little bit of a mistake. So I'm going to disapprove that. Not you, but disapprove the but I could understand why you did it. I just think you gave up a little too much. Does the chat disagree or agree? I mean, we like Stroud, we do, but I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one. I'm 1-5, 12 team PPR. What moves do I need to make? My roster is Justin Fields, T. Law, Howell, K9, Pacheco, McKinnon, Chase, Olave, Ridley. I know you're 1-5, but you probably shouldn't be. Fields screwed you in the last game. He also screwed you in the first 3 games. So that's why you were where you're at. K9 had a bye in between all of that. And, Chase started out horribly. So all these things can be pinned on a handful of things that are very, very easy to point out if you step above and look at it all from a 80-foot, vantage point above. But you're in the thick of it thinking my team just sucks. It is what it is. But and $10 hauler for your super chat, appreciate you. But I would say, bro, you really have to be careful not to overreact when you're sitting on a team that has the ability to be still be a winner, like a total smashing success, comeback, revenge tour, week 7 on type of team. And you have the capability of that. You probably have to start Howell this week, and then you're hoping K9 with the bye week out of the way, Kenneth Walker, Pacheco getting into his groove, Jamar Chase is back, Olave is fine, Ridley will be back, London's back on his horse. I'm not really worried about this team unless you could trade like London and Pacheco for Walker or for Eckler on the cheap. You could try it. If you could trade maybe K9 for Eckler just to mix things up and realize K9's got a really tough schedule, those are things that you could do. But past that, Dawson, I'm going to say stand down and don't freak out.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
I think you got a really good team on your hands. This right here was just offered Olave and Jacobs for my Ayuk and ETN. I'd rather have Ayuk and ETN. I love Olave, but I don't acquire Jacobs. I get rid of Jacobs, and I'm not saying that you should give him away like a free bag of chips, but I think that I'm not in the business of acquiring him. My main man, Smitty, would you trade Ridley straight up for Terry McLaurin or Ridley for Devontae Smith? You know I love Ridley, bro, so the answer is absolutely hell no to the McLaurin trade. Now, Devontae Smith, I could get behind that. I like Devontae Smith and Ridley about the same going forward, and I know a lot of people find that hard to believe, and they don't really understand why I like either of them, but they both have the potential to be wide receiver 1s in fantasy. Not just good, but wide receiver 1s, even if it's low end. And so I could get behind, if you want to mix things up, T-Law's banged up right now. They play Thursday night. It's the Saints matchup, and you're just like, I need a win now. I don't mind going after Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is mad and angry, and he and Eckler are two of my better buy lows walking into week number 7 on, as people freak out about both those guys. So I definitely love buying him right now. Was offered Lockett and Addison for my Zach Evans. I would take like Addison if you need a wide receiver very badly. But it sounds like Zach Evans might get some run for several weeks if he does win the job. It's hard to fully know, but definitely contemplating that one. $10 hauler from my boy Milton. Milton, appreciate you dropping the $10 fire here. $10 hauler. My main man, Smitty, 10-team PPR sitting at first, 5-1. Hurts, Ridley, Moore, Walker, Kamara. Okay, I like this team. You're first for a reason. I like the squad. Keep it rolling. Keep riding. Yeah, that team's, what are you going to do on with this team? Hurts, Ridley, like DJ Moore, you could trade him, I guess. Walker for Eckler, I could do that. I could do that. I could trade DJ Moore for Devontae Smith. I could do that. Like those are potential moves that I could make that I'd be okay with. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm putting these on because I'm going to get a migraine from these lights. I definitely would stand down for the most part with this team because you got a lot of very good talent, my broski. A lot of very good talent on this squad. This is a stand down team for sure. G Money, trade away Pollard for Eckler. With the bye week out of the way, I would strongly consider it if you need the wins badly. If the wins don't concern you too much, you're in cruise control for a playoff spot. It's just a matter of seeding. I could see hanging on to Pollard. I really could. But I would rather have Eckler. I would. I don't like being dependent on that Dallas Cowboy offense as much as I do with what Eckler's probably looking at volume-wise. But there are pros and cons. Eckler is 28 years old. There's a reason I said to avoid him to begin with at the beginning of the season. Let other people pay the high draft capital to acquire him, and then you could swoop in and trade for him on the cheap. Should I trade away Roshan and either Zay or Nico for Tua and Deontay? I have Stroud. Look, Stroud's good, but Tua's way better. So I would trade Zay and Roshan for Tua. Absolutely going to do that trade for sure. I think that's a great move for you. Great move. Alex, I'm in the middle of Super Chats. You got 30 seconds and 30 seconds only. Yep. 23 seconds, Alex.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Okay. Quick question. So I've got a trade potential right now. Eckler and Kelly for Swift and Goff, and I have Swift and Goff.
Why would you? Why? I mean, has anything I said about Eckler so far indicated he's not worth grabbing for that? That's, I mean, bro, that's a smash. I mean,
I like Swift a lot, but yeah, I think Eckler's
that's
steal
a
right
almost
now.
wasted.
Okay.
You almost made me waste marker on that one. I like Swift, but I mean, come on,
right.
come on. That's
Perfect.
a home run.
Thanks,
Hit that
man.
button. Is it on the table or is this like a conversation?
Conversation, but
Yeah.
I think I can make it work.
Well, call back when you have it. I'd be very intrigued whether he goes through with that. That's a crazy trade for him.
He's 0-6. So
I bet he is.
scratching
I bet he is.
for
This
us.
is the kind of decision maker he is.
Yeah. And
All
he
right.
needs a quarterback too.
Yeah, all right, later, man. Call back. All right. Hopefully he gets that done. That's child's play. 6-0. That's Mickey Mouse stuff right there. 6-0, 12 team. Send Josh Allen and Achane and Hawkinson for Patty Mahomes and Kelsey. Look, there's pros and cons to these sides here all around. Patty Mahomes and Kelsey's fantastic, but Allen, Achane, and Hawkinson's pretty damn good too. I'd probably lean the Allen, Achane, and Hawkinson side. You're 6-0. I'd hold. There's very good. Both sides are fantastic. You can't really punt that one at all. Cunningham or O'Connell for Superflex Dash. Probably, I would say Cunningham because they still believe in Jimmy. And he's coming back. So Cunningham has the more likely ability to start more games, and he's the best quarterback on the Patriots roster. I've said that from the offseason, all offseason long. $10 hauler from Ray.
To the moon.
But we're at the mercy of Bill Belichick in that offense as well, though, so it's tough to fully know. My question is, when is Harbaugh going to give Mitchell his opportunity, considering how Justice Hill and Gus in the bus ain't cutting the pie the right way? I don't know, bro, but Mitchell needs to be stashed, the rookie running back, and held because he's got a lot of potential for sure. I think his time is coming. I do. $2 hauler traded Monty, Kirk for JJ and Warren. I'm 5-1. Monty and Kirk for JJ and Warren. I could get behind that because Monty's out right now, so you're waiting on on all angles of that, right? So I don't mind waiting, but I do try and flip JJ for an Achane and Devontae Smith type of move. $5 hauler, Breezy, appreciate you. 4-2 got Burrow, AJ, Olave, Pickens, Davis, Bijan, ETN, Brees, Achane, White, Spears. You got a good team. Trade ideas? Probably not. I mean, this team is a great hold and wait. I think you're waiting on a lot of things, and the only sell highs, which is the only way to trade right now, is you don't want to get in trouble and trade a guy low, and then you're changing lanes like on the freeway. When one lane gets slow, you get into the other one, and then before you know it, here you are, watching the lane you were in going faster than the lane you got in. So you got to be very, very careful. I would say wait on this team, stand down.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
Cap, you got 30 seconds and 30 seconds alone. So hit me with it quick, Cap.
Bro, I pulled the ultimate trade, bro. Okay.
You let
So
me
I
be
pulled
the judge of that. Okay, go ahead.
Rashee Rice, okay, Calvin Ridley, and Jalen Warren. I got back Barkley, Sun God, and Kirk.
Wait.
David Carr.
Say this again, bro. Rice, who and who?
I got rid of Rice, Ridley, and Jalen Warren. Got back Barkley, St. Brown, and David Carr. And my question is, my flex spot left over is between Palmer and JSN.
All right. I mean, Palmer and JSN are both very inconsistent. Palmer is probably slightly better now, but I believe with DK being banged up right now, with Lockett being banged up right now, DK came out of the game, went back into the game. There's a lot of opportunity. I believe a lot of opportunity for JSN in the coming weeks, but maybe not this second. So that's totally dependent on the now. Now, probably Palmer. But, I mean, you crushed the trade. I do try and trade Barkley. I'm not a fan of Barkley going forward. He showed a little bit of his old self potentially at the end of last week. But I sell him as high as I can, bro.
I'm going after Eckler, bro.
Yeah, he pretty easy to do if you can throw something significant in. But, yeah, nice trade. Go do it. Go make it a double, bro. Later. I got to go.
Thank you, sir.
All
Thank
right,
you.
later. Yeah, smash trade. I don't know. Part of me is like, okay, who's in this league? Somebody's a little kid. They're like, I want to get. Or somebody pretends like they're gonna have their child in it, like their 9-year-old kid is gonna join the league, and it's like all John's doing is playing 2 leagues now. John's drafting his son's team, and he's drafting his team, and when they start trading together, it gets dangerous. Got Burrow. This is a good team. Good team. Sitting tight. Stand down, Breezy. Don't get crazy. We got a $20 hauler from Cody. What am I on? Am I on curls today? What am I on? Curls today? I think I'm on curls today. $20 hauler. My man.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
8, 9. We're going to go to 15. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Where are we at? Cody, $20 hauler. Appreciate you. 3-3, 12-team PPR. I need help at running back or QB. Roster is Cousins, Fields, Murray. Yeah, you definitely need QB help potentially. I mean, Cousins is okay, but that's losing JJ is not going to make him a monster. Aaron Jones, James Cook, Herbert, Moss, Hill, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Ayuk. Ayuk is your potential trade piece. And Hawkinson, to be honest with you. I like Hawkinson, but would I bank on Musgrave and use Hawkinson to upgrade Cousins into Tua or into Hurts or Mahomes or Josh Allen? Absolutely. I honestly believe that's where you focus. I think Aaron Jones is fine. James Cook into... I'd really love to see you somehow wiggle Eckler into this using, if you can't do a quarterback move, if you banked on Cousins and Fields and Murray, which you could bank on Murray. You really could. You could try and stay afloat until Murray gets in there, and you really could try and get Eckler using Hawkinson and James Cook and potentially another like Ayuk. I would do something like that to get Eckler on this team. But, I think you could also go after potentially an A-Chan and wide receiver using Hawkinson and James Cook. But past that, your team is absolute fire. Don't necessarily think you need to do anything. But if I was to do anything, those are the moves I would make. Thank you for your $20 super chat to the moon. To the freaking moon, Cody.
To the moon.
Cody to the moon. Cody lives on the moon. Mr. H, I have no running back 2 for the week. Had Dobbins and Demarcado and Reynolds. What do you recommend? I've heard CMC, AJB, Ridley, London, Deontay Spears. Well, so Spears is on a bye. So, and let me put bye weeks on the screen here for everybody. These are the bye weeks for this week. So Spears is on a bye. Put those right there. I mean, look, you're probably starting Ingram, and I do believe CMC probably plays. 60, 65, 70% chance he plays. I don't know if you can get Mason or Mitchell if they're already picked up and you missed out on that, but you should have been cuffing those guys to CMC anyway. The way they use CMC is an injury waiting to happen the way Shanahan runs him to the ground. So you should have been cuffing this situation. Past that, I mean, you really got to let it all just ride, bro. I mean, you've got enough talent and firepower to win with this team. You could divide and conquer AJB into Devontae Smith or Olave, or maybe even a Waddle and something. But what's that something? Is that something a Swift? If so, then I'm down. If it's like a freaking garbage player that I know I'm not trading down into it unless I'm getting two players I love. If I'm getting Hall and Devontae Smith using my AJB and let's say Ingram, then I'm potentially listening, but I want two players essentially. I want Devontae Smith like he's garbage. I want him treated like he's garbage, traded to me on a discount. I want Waddle or Debo practically for free on a running back swap that he thinks he's getting one over on me on, and I believe or wide receiver swap, like AJ Brown down to Devontae Smith. He thinks he's working me, so I'm getting something else significant in that trade. Now, running backs are hard to come by right now, so like if you don't get Aaron Jones, you don't get Eckler, who's the highest level. Aaron Jones is the mid to high level. And Swift and Bijan's like mid to high level. He's attainable right now. You could essentially trade AJB for Bijan and say, give me Devontae Smith for London. And they'll do it. Because London's out playing Devontae Smith, and the Devontae Smith owner treats him like garbage right now. So those are the moves you got to make. You got to get creative. I don't know the players that each individual owner owns, so it's hard for me to actually cook up a real trade. But hypothetically, that's how I'm getting it done. Thank you for your super chat. Burrow on a bye. How do we feel about Geno versus Arizona? I think Geno is okay. I don't have any other options on the table here, so I can't really give you advice on who to go over that. But I make sure Kyler isn't out there for future, reasons. But I think, like, let's say Cunningham gets the start. We'll have to wait and see on that. Like, there's going to be potentially some other options over Geno. We'll have to explore that, but he's okay. Got him. Barkley, Davis for Achane and Devontae Smith, and B-Rob Evans for Mixon. I think you got him on this Achane trade. Absolutely.
Got him.
On this other one, though, I hope you don't get pissed off at me, little Nicky, but I'd rather have Evans over Mixon. So I don't like that one. I don't like Mixon. But Mixon's okay, should do okay for you, I guess, but I definitely don't love Mixon. Trade Debo, T. Higgins, Rice, receive Chase Olave. Yeah, Chase Olave, do it live. Some of these are cakewalk material. Thank you, Heating, for your super chat. Leland, traded My T. Law and Addison for Eckler.
Got him.
Smitty, no one's trading Eckler. It's ridiculous. I see it every minute practically. It's crazy. Little Nicky. Kyler, Bijan, Mixon, Achane, Hill, Kupp, Andrews. Roll with Kyler. Yeah, I mean on the year, but we still have a lot that we need to, that you got to have a backup plan just in case. But I like the idea of that being the end plan for you. I have Goff and Fields. Thank you for the super chat, Nikki. Goff and Fields. Drop Fields for Murray. I'd keep Fields. Find a way. Drop your kicker now. Give yourself time to make a trade. But you can't drop Fields. Like, Fields was just a top 5 quarterback before last week. Like, we can't have knee-jerk reactions. We just can't. Rate my running back stable: Pollard, Javonte, Zach Evans, Charbonnet, Bigsby, Achane. When Achane returns, 8 out of 10. Until then, you're floating at a 6. It just is. But Zach Evans could be something kind of nice for you in the meantime. It might overlap perfectly, and maybe you actually have a 7.5. So I don't know that I make any crazy trades. You maybe bank on Zach Evans. Traded Devontae Smith for JT last week. Have Hall, Pollard, JT. I like it. Thoughts? Have Watson, Addison. I think that's a great trade. I think on either side, though, like, I could get behind the Devontae Smith side. I really could. But given that you needed an RB, I could get behind that side. It's a pretty even trade to me. I like it. $10 hauler here from Shelby. Appreciate you, Selby. $10 hauler. 12-man PPR team is Swift, AJ Brown, Ridley, Garrett Wilson, Kamara, Breece Hall, Musgrave, Jordan Love. I am also 3-3, most points in the league. Yeah, so that usually indicates that you don't need to do anything. It's been a bad stroke of luck for you in terms of who you've been facing. Your opponents have been going off against you, like type of thing. I think Love and Murray will be okay at quarterback. You're waiting on Achane, and essentially, Ridley, AJB, Swift, Kamara, Breece Hall are all firing on all cylinders at some point, I think, together. I'm waiting on this team. I'm not freaking out. And there's not a whole lot of trade opportunity, to be honest. Because not to say that in a negative way, it's just, you got to have guys that are easily sellable for a sell high package, and I don't see that. We got a $50 hauler from Joseph Smith coming in strong. This is 20 reps I got to do right now.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Damn you! Damn you! Joseph, trade offer. My team. Love, Kyler, Bijan. Swift. Okay. Tyreek, Ridley, Garrett Wilson. Like it. Ferguson, okay. His team, Mahomes, Fields. His team, Monty, Kyren, Aaron Jones. Okay. Offering me Mahomes and Devontae Smith for Tyreek and Love. I think because you have Kyler, I would probably say hold off on this. Because at the end of the day, I do believe Kyler and Tyreek's going to score more than Mahomes, Devontae Smith. Does everybody agree or disagree with that? We've got to look at the big picture here. And the big picture is you will have Kyler Murray at some point. Does the chat agree with me? Are we leaning toward keeping Tyreek Hill in his situation? Thank you for your $50 hauler.
To the moon.
To the moon, broski. Appreciate you so much. What are we doing, guys? Tyreek side says Rag. Tyreek side. Tyreek sides have it. I think you stand down. Bryson with the super. Thank you so much for your super chat, my broski. Appreciate you. Let me put that back up one more time. Joseph Smith to the moon. Joseph Smith
to the moon.
To the freaking moon, Joseph. Appreciate you very much. Bryson coming in strong with a $2 hauler. Which running back you think wins the job for the Rams? Probably Evans, because he's been there. You don't bring somebody. The way I look at it is this: if let's say, and I like Gaskin a lot, but let's say Gaskin's going to win the job, why wasn't he on the team? You know what I mean? So, but stranger things have happened. Evans could get injured and then he rises up. But you're the man. You're the man, Miller. 5-1, 12 team, 2 flex. Have Hurt, CMC, Kenneth Walker, Achane, Puka, Mike Evans, Christian Watson, Pickens, Mark Andrews. Very good team. Have an offer to trade Mike Evans for Devontae Smith. I take Devontae Smith. I do it live. Could definitely go either way, though. I want you to understand that. Evans has been balling out, but he is older. You're banking on Baker. Will Baker stay healthy, et cetera, et cetera? Give me Devontae Smith. He's angry. He's pissed off, and I like that. $5 hauler from Uncle Philly, 2-4. Would you like to trade away Pollard for someone I can use this week? Who is the equivalent value? Pollard for Eckler. Eckler owner said no. There is no real equivalent. It's Achane and Devontae Smith. It's Achane and Ridley. It's Achane and Waddle. It's Achane and Lamb. It's Achane and somebody, or it's Aaron Jones and potentially a wide receiver as well. Pollard has more value than Aaron Jones. Pollard has more value than Achane. Pollard has more value by himself than really anybody in his, around his territory. It's a very bleak running back stable of RBs that are left on the planet Earth right now. And you have to make a move like that or you hold Pollard. Thank you, Uncle Philly. St. Brown for Eckler. I'd rather have Eckler, but I love St. Brown, and honestly, both of them are great sides. I think we had a $10 hauler
To the moon.
in one of those. Whoever that was, you know who you are. Then I got another 10
To the moon.
from Steve. Need a wide receiver this week. 2 and 4. 2 non-QB flex. Okay, so 2 flex, not 2 quarterback. Burrow, Love, Brees, Camaro, Javonte Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Garrett Wilson, I Thomas. Oh, okay, Logan Thomas. Trade ideas. Tried to move Love and 1 running back, not Brees or Camara. I don't know. We're talking a little code here, Steve. A little shorthand's a little strange. I'm trying to pick it up. 2 and 4. Burrow, Brees, Camara, Gibbs. You got good RBs. I think they're coming on at the right time. Burrow seems to be back for the most part. Gibbs hopefully is on the rise this week. We'll find out. Amon-Ra, Garrett Wilson's solid. I don't think there's a lot to move here. If you were to trade anything, you'd have to trade Camara kind of on the high, and I don't know that he can be sold high. So you're really selling low, in my mind. And honestly, the only other player you can sell high is like St. Brown. So if you could trade St. Brown for Devontae Smith and upgrade, let's say, Camara into Eckler, I'd do it. If you could upgrade Javonte into Aaron Jones by giving up Amon-Ra for Devontae Smith, like that's the move I'm thinking. So that's the only thing I'm doing with this team. So go to the owners of Lamb and Olave and Ridley and Devontae Smith, and what huge Javonte upgrade can they give you? I'm not talking about giving them Breece Hall and them give you a similar player to Breece Hall. I'm talking about doing it live, baby. Traded Stafford, Gabe Davis, and Mike Thomas for Burrow and Curtis Samuel. I'm all about that. If you need a quarterback, I could get behind that. That's a big boy trade. Start T-Law or Howell, Dobbs, Ritter. Howell for now. New Orleans is a tough draw anyway for T-Law, even if he plays Thursday. Trade my Schultz and Saquon to get Bijan. I'd rather have Bijan. I'd take the chance on Bijan. And when I say take a chance, I don't mean like it's a big chance. I do believe he thrives. Taysom Hill or Michael Mayer. I'd probably take Mayer, bro. He's on the rise. I like him a lot, especially with the quarterback shambles right now. He's kind of a safety net for the team. $5 hauler. We sell low on Jerry Jeudy in Dynasty. Is Jerry Jeudy even in the league? Benji, are we selling low on? Yeah, we're selling him. If anybody even remembers he exists, yeah, we're selling him. That's for sure. Sending him for Tank Dell. Take Tank Dell and run. Look, he could get traded, but he did so badly when they tried to display what he's capable of doing. He failed. Jerry Jeudy, could he get traded? Yeah. Will I be upset if he goes somewhere like KC? But they just made a trade for Hardman, so I don't think they're in the market. I don't think he's going to go anywhere where there's just an open starting number 1 wide receiver job and he's going to grab it. I just don't see it. Give me Dell. Plus, this isn't just redraft. Like, he gets traded, maybe it helps him this year. But in Dynasty, I'm taking my boy Tank Dell. Got Kyler and Cousins in a keeper league. Do I move a mid-pick and CD next year for Herbert? No, I'd bank on Kyler in that situation. CD's still very, very good. So, no. Mayer, Musgrave, or Freiermuth. Give me Mayer for safety. Musgrave's a little higher risk, higher reward, especially the Saints matchup. You know what I mean? So Mayer's like safer. Mayer's definitely a safer option for right now. Phone calls. Let's do it. Let's do it live. Phone calls. Dial in. Dial into the show. 30 seconds. The phone line is Ron Soberon's phone line. Dial into the Alex Soberon phone line. Alex Soberon's the highest super chatter of the year.
Call into the
I'm sorry.
Call into the show.
Highest super chat of the month, October. Highest super chat of the month, Ron Soberon. You're calling into the Ron Soberon phone line. $139 October super chat that he dropped. If you want to have your name on that, you can replace him this very second by dropping a $140 super chat. And then they're calling into the Bob phone line. $2 hauler, have Jordan Love, Tyreek, Etienne. I don't know what this means, Kyle. Have Jordan Love, Tyreek, Etienne, Eckler, Mostert. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means, but I don't know if there's another question you asked earlier. You got to remember, bro. You got to include it all in one question because I have no idea what we've talked about in the past. It's in one ear and out the other. I'll try and look in a second to see if I can catch up for you on that, but I don't know if you're just including something else here. Ian, $5 hauler, Smitty. You think I should pick up Kyler and drop Love as my backup? I'd rather you not drop Love, but I certainly pick him up. Ferguson worth dropping for Mayer. I would take Mayer. I do. You got to get Kyler. So if that's the price that it costs to get him, I would do it. But at the same time, I'm definitely not dropping Love if I don't have to. Duvall, $10 hauler for Duvall. Duvall, appreciate you, my main man, for coming in strong today with a 10 wad. I'm 3-3. T. Law, Pollard, Ramondre, Achan, Warren, Garrett Wilson. Should I trade T. Higgins for Gibbs? I think that's not a bad move. I think it could go either way, but that's definitely not an overpay for Gibbs because Gibbs has a nice opportunity sitting in front of him. But he definitely could crap the bed. So I think not because of him, but because of the way they use him. I could just see him being like, yeah, we're not going to start him. And he's got 3 weeks of opportunity and they don't even give him the job. I could see it right now. But hopefully that's not the case and he thrives for 2 or 3 games. They drafted him number 12 overall. I do believe at some point they will unleash him. So I would do that. Downs, Rice, or Atwell. I'm going Rice for safety, Downs for high risk, high reward, but that's a tough one. And then the last super chat before I get to the phone lines here. $10 hauler from my boy Burglar. QB, Goff, Fields, Murray, running back CMC, Achan, Roshan, Andrews, Schultz, wide receivers, Adams, Puka, DJ Moore, Ayuk. Running back situation bad. Who with Fields and who to target at running back? Who with Fields? What the hell does that mean? Who with Fields? I don't know what that means, Burglar. But I think you got Goff. Goff safe right now. You're waiting on Murray. I don't know that I touched the quarterback situation and create a hole in the boat somewhere else to try and plug this hole. You're going to create another hole. As far as running backs, you're waiting on Achan. Roshan might overlap and step up in the nick of time. So I'm actually just waiting on this team. Unless you could trade like DJ Moore and Roshan for an Aaron Jones or something, which you could always try and do, or an Eckler, I'm standing down. But Eckler would be my target. If I could get rid of Roshan, and I'd even contemplate Devontae Adams for Eckler in a way, because you got 3 pretty damn good wide receivers even if you traded him away. So I'd be tempted on that, just tempted. And I'm sorry, Slayer with one more super chat. Slayer said, is T-Law and Pickens too much for Devontae Smith? No, not if you like winning, Slayer. That is not too much. Daniel, you've got 30 seconds to ask your question, and then I'm hanging up on you.
Hey, Smitty, what are your thoughts on this trade? I had Bijan and Kanan as my RB1 and 2. I had Pacheco on the bench. So I traded Andrews and Pacheco for Travis Kelce.
Andrews and Pacheco for Kelce. I think you gave up a lot, but you could definitely be okay. Like, it could definitely work out. That is a lot. Like, I would tell the owner that says, hey, I got Kelce and I need to win. I need to divide and conquer. I could say going Andrews and Pacheco is pretty decent. I think you could get a tad more maybe. So that means you did good. You did good. I like it. I would have done it.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks, Daniel. Appreciate you. Jay, you got 30.
Yo, Smitty, I got 2 start or sits for you following up from a phone call from a couple days ago. First one is Purdy or T-Law, and the other one is Jahmyr Gibbs or Roshan.
I cannot even physically answer this Roshan question until
Let's say they're both healthy, for example?
First of all, answer's Purdy, because T-Law's got not only a bad matchup, but he's injured. So we're gonna go ahead and say Purdy's safer. If CMC's out, which we won't know until Monday anyway, so you kind of have to just bank on that he's playing. If they rule CMC out before T-Law plays, which they're not gonna do because T-Law's tomorrow, then I would be more tempted to make like arguments, But you gotta bank on Thursday night game sucks, bro. Mixed with being injured, mixed with being, Ridley or Kirk or whichever one being blanketed all game. I'm hoping T-Law still looks magnificent. I really am. But at the end of the day, bro, Purdy's got to be the safer call here. Gibbs or Roschon, if both were starting and the hype trains were in full effect for both of them, I'd go Gibbs. The thing that's concerning about Roschon is he's still in the concussion protocol. Like, what in the hell? What kind of bad luck do you have to have? You get injured on a Thursday night, go all the way to Sunday, then get 7 more days to get cleared. Don't get cleared, miss that game, and now you're looking at Thursday again. You're still not out of the protocol. Like, this the worst luck in the world for Roschon owners and Roschon. And Gibbs, still hampered by the hamstring, got hit a 4-game window. He's lost 1 game already. It's like getting kicked in the nuts over and over and over again. Hopefully, things are trending in the right direction for Gibbs. Limited practice session. We'll know more tomorrow. A lot of ambiguity around that limited. Is it actually limited? Is that just what it's being tagged as? But Gibbs is the guy. Like, if all things are equal. Jay, if all things are equal, Gibbs. We want Gibbs season. Look, Gibbs' week 1 numbers were unbelievable. His broken tackles, the moves he displayed. Everyone's forgetting how good he looked in week 1. And so he's the guy. He is the guy. He just isn't getting a chance. No one missed on Gibbs talent-wise. Where we missed on Gibbs is a rinse and repeat of what they did with Jamal Williams. And that's on me because I didn't necessarily think that would go the way that it's gone with Monty. And that's my fault. That's my fault to assess it the way I did. But at the same time, it was really hard to see that fully coming. A lot of people, pessimistic Peters, had that angle because they were just pessimistic and it did fall in line with their prediction. But like, they drafted this guy number 12 overall. There was a nice little indication there that they were going to use him. And we still got a lot of time. We got to keep in mind only 6 games have played. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 11 more games are going to occur. 10 if you take out their bye week. That is a lot of time still. All right, Jay, appreciate you calling in. Call back if you got another one. Hank from Illinois, you got 30.
I'm sitting at 5-1 in my league, but I was wondering, should I try to sell Kyren?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just said that for like 30 minutes, bro. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of maybe like Breece Hall.
Yeah, yeah. I'm for that. Look, Kyren could be out through week 10, bro. They have a bye week in week 10, right, guys? Kyren, I think the Rams are week 10. So they'll sit him week 7, week 8, week 9, bye week 10. The thinking is he could be out 4 straight games for you. That does include the bye week. The Breece Hall has a bye week, So that's why, he's on a bye. So you're going to have to include that into the equation. It's not like it's going to be 4 weeks, but 3 games he could miss. 3 games Kyren can miss. And if you could get Breece Hall right now, that's fantastic. If you could get Aaron Jones right now, that's fantastic. If you could trade Kyren and a wide receiver to get Eckler right now, that would be fantastic. If you could trade Kyren straight across for a Devontae Smith, who everybody thinks is dog cheeks right now, I would do that too.
All right. Hey, I'll let you know if it goes through. If I can't get it, man, I got a potential top 5 running back.
Yeah. Get more than, let me preface, get more than Devontae Smith, but I'm saying Devontae Smith type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Because Devontae Smith is dog water to everybody right now. But like, you could get a Devontae Smith and Waddle. You could get a Devontae Smith and Debo. You could get a Devontae Smith and Gibbs right now for a Kyren. So just make sure you're getting more. All right. Appreciate you, Hank. If everybody on hold could mute, please, unless you're talking. Now, I'm tempted to leave this caller till last because I have a feeling he won't mute, and I want to kind of keep him on the line. But Denny's calling in. Denny, it's been a while, my guy, since you've dialed in. You went from bad-mouthing me in all my comments because you totally misunderstood what was going on to coming back and making it right and singing me a little lullaby about Alexander Madison one more try, which didn't work out too well. And then you vanished again for a while, Denny. Where have you been?
Dude, I'm right here.
Okay.
Why are you making me feel bad? Why are you making me feel bad about myself?
Well, Denny, you like, I'm still a little hurt by how angry you were at me for doing absolutely nothing. I just,
you know what? That's something that happens between you and me.
It's in the past.
That's how much you only hurt the ones you love.
All right, that's
you
true.
know,
that's good. It's a good way to look at it.
I love you, and I'm sorry for what I did.
I for anybody who doesn't know, just because context, he called the phone line over and over and over when I was on a live premiere. I wasn't even live. It was a pre-recorded live premiere, and I wouldn't pick up because I wasn't live. And he's in the comments going, "Fraud! Smitty's an idiot! Smitty's a liar!" And I'm like, Denny, what's going on?
Dude, I thought we were gonna forget.
Okay.
I thought you were my boy.
Look. Water under the bridge.
Sometimes you were big leaguing me,
I'm not big. Again, it's all in your head because I wasn't live, Denny. I got 15 people on hold right now, and I went straight to you. I don't big league you at all. You are big league. You are the big league, Denny. But I have thick skin. I forgive and forget. Denny, water under the bridge. I won't bring it up again. Okay? All I need to hear from you is a little song. One More Try by Timmy T, and I want it angled toward Jahmyr Gibbs this week. Can you hit me with that? Go. One more try.
I don't even... one more try? Let me put my arms around you. All right, Smitty. One more try? I'm sorry that I've lost you. Smitty, how am I doing?
Yeah, but Jahmyr Gibbs. We need some Jahmyr Gibbs in there. Living all these lonely.
But who's in there?
Jahmyr Gibbs. We need it about Jahmyr Gibbs.
All right, Jahmyr Gibbs. That was awesome, dude. Smitty, you gotta talk to me yet. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs. Awesome, bro. You're the best. And I'm sorry that I asked everyone at Las Vegas if they were Miss Smitty.
Yeah, you did.
You
did.
One more try. Can I put my arms around you?
Yeah.
Smitty.
Yeah.
Can we put the?
We put it to bed. We're putting it to bed. Okay. Thank you for the serenation. Now, Denny, mute yourself. I'm going to keep coming to you and getting your opinion on some things. So please mute yourself real quickly while I get through the phone lines. What do you think about T. Hick? Yeah, hit mute. Really hit mute though.
I miss you.
All right.
I miss you. All right.
All right. Hang tight.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Stay on. I'm going to leave you on. You're the only person that I'm leaving on the line, so you should feel like royalty right now. Okay, what do you think about T. Higgins going forward? I'd say T. Higgins is definitely an enigma, a question, a player we're concerned about, but we definitely feel like if he's free, if he's someone you can plug into your 3-4 wide receiver spot, I'm liking that. That's not bad, but I'm certainly not like going in and getting him as if he's like some elite wide receiver 2 or something like that. CMC, Puka for Cup and Chase. I would take Puka and CMC. Puka and CMC. CMC's just playing on a whole nother level. So is Cup, but Cup's also 30 and injury prone at this point. So it's easy to be tricked by, Cup's going to be back all year long. I definitely would rather have the CMCs. Denny, can you mute yourself, please? Denny, please mute. Denny, for real. Okay. Need to non-PPR. DJ Moore, Dobbs, Myers, Jacoby Myers, Pittman, London. Probably DJ Moore in London, but Myers is crafty. Every time I say, somebody else over Myers, he does pretty well. So that should tell you to maybe play him. Grizzly, appreciate you. I think you're on the phone line too. My Walker, Wilson for Hill. I would rather have Tyreek Hill, but very, very close. Kenneth Walker and Hill are. I just think Garrett Wilson doesn't move the needle enough, and I like him, but he could be up and down. And I love Walker, but his schedule's rough. I love that he's had the bye week already, but Hill is playing on a whole nother level. Him and CMC are kind of just like those. You got to do the deal, Getting offered K9 and Devontae Smith for chasing Kyren. I would rather have K9 and Devontae Smith because Kyren's out for probably 3 weeks, maybe 4. If he comes back, this could flip. But I would rather have that side with the bye week out of the way for K9, and I do still believe in Devontae Smith. I believe the chat might be on the fence on that one, though, if we went to the chat. So if the chat could vote on that one, please. I believe this is, let me put it back up on screen. It was, please vote K9, Kenneth Walker, and Devontae Smith or chasing Kyren. Please vote in the chat. And then David, thoughts on James Robinson in Green Bay? I honestly, until you said this, David, even though I know this happened, I do this for a living, I completely forgot he was in the NFL until you just said that. I completely forgot. So I don't have any thoughts whatsoever about him. Charles, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing? I have a question to ask you. Who would you tight end drop for Kyler Murray, Logan Thomas, or Freiermuth?
I drop Muth. Logan Thomas is getting targets. I love what Howell's doing right now. And Freiermuth is not only injury prone, is the vanilla system that he's in. Gets like one target. He might get a touchdown sometimes, but he gets like one target some games. And I have no interest in Freiermuth being in my lineup so he can screw me. But that's how I feel about that. All right, bro.
All right, Smitty, the man.
Right. Yeah, thank you, Charles. Appreciate you. All right, this one's going out to Thomas. Thomas, you are live on the show, pal. You got 30 seconds, my guy.
Yo, what's up, Smitty? So I just acquired Tua a few days ago in a trade, so I now have Tua and Fields. I was seeing if I could package Fields with Kenneth Walker for Josh Jacobs and Mike Evans, and that'd be going to the DJ Moore owner.
Say the package again.
So I would send Kenneth Walker and Fields because I got Tua, and I would be getting Josh Jacobs and Mike Evans. I kind of need wide receiver help. It's 2 flex.
I mean, it's not horrible, but I don't want Jacobs. I'm anti go get Jacobs person. I like Evans, but he's also banged up right now and older. He's averaging like 3 yards a carry or something. Jacobs has been, I don't know. Maybe he's different on the year now after last week, but he's just, I just don't like it. His quarterback carousel going on. Jacobs can do well at the end of the game. They are throwing the ball to him more. Depends on which quarterback's in there. But at the end of the day, bro.
What if I could move Evans up to Devontae Smith? Because this is the guy I traded Kenneth Walker to in week 2. And he's like super salty about I
don't like Jacobs, bro. I don't want Jacobs. I'm going to say no to this over and over because I don't want Jacobs. I don't want him. Walker's had his bye week. I'm trading Fields and something for Evans or Fields and something for Devontae Smith. Walker does not need to be involved.
The only problem is it's my home league. I've done 4 trades already, and now they're starting to not accept my trade.
Yeah, well.
So I'm kind of in trouble.
Yeah, well, it doesn't mean I go trade Jacobs because of that, though. You know what I mean? That's just me. If you love Jacobs, trust him. I love
Kenneth Walker. I'm born and raised in Seattle, and I got him and Charbonnet. So I just traded for Kenneth Walker week 2. So I'm just trying to upgrade my wide receivers and flex. So, but I'll just hold on to Fields and Tua for now unless I can figure something out, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, trust your gut. I mean, is this a bad move? Probably not, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I would rather keep Walker, do a Fields trade, and get Evans for Fields straight up and keep Walker. You know what I mean? That like me.
You're never going to get that, all right? Yeah. You stupid bastard. You're a retard.
Hey, Denny. Come on, Denny.
Yo.
Hold on, I got
no retard, boss.
Finish him.
We can't have nice things on the channel, and I had to hang up on Denny. Now he's gonna be all upset at me. Denny, you're in timeout. You can't come in and call people names and use terms like that, Denny.
All right. Well,
Thomas, try to trade Fields. First of all, why is he calling you names when I'm the one that said trade Fields for? I don't know what he was thinking. Like, you didn't say anything that wasn't attainable. What you're saying is on the table. No, I think he was talking to you, thinking that it was me saying what I said was you. I don't know what Denny essentially said it to me, but I don't take offense to it. He can't be in here doing that, especially if he thinks it's you. I think he thinks you said that.
It's all good. I was just trying to figure out some trade here. I'm trying to get rid of Fields, and my league doesn't like to trade with me because I've done 4 trades already.
I know, I understand, but this guy's about to trade with you, so technically speaking, you're going to pull off another trade. But give him Field.
I asked him. He hasn't responded yet.
Okay, well then
if you would want Kenneth Walker back.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is keep Walker and trade Fields and something for Evans, Fields and something for Devontae Smith. Bro, Devontae Smith is playing like garbage. You should be able to trade Fields and something for Devontae Smith. Try and get it done. Appreciate you, Thomas. Call in and get back in line. All right, let's get through these phone calls, and I got some super chats. Overcome, actually, get these super chats out of the way. Overcome says Eckler and JSN for Jacobs and Devontae Smith. I think Overcome probably is getting my vibe right now that I'm not going to do this trade. Give me the Eckler side all day long. Appreciate you, Overcome. You are the man. This one right here. And did Kyle ever clarify what this was about? It was just like Kyle said, have Jordan Love, Tyreek Etienne, Kelsey Mostert, DK Stevenson. If you're wanting like a trade idea, I would say stand down because I really like the team. Would I trade Stevenson and DK for like one bigger player? I would contemplate something like that, to the tune of a potential Aaron Jones, Eckler. Achane would be fantastic going after DK, using DK and Stevenson for Achane and a really doubted wide receiver, like a Nico or something like that. I could definitely get behind that. Appreciate you, Overcome, for your message. Kyle, thank you for yours. This is a $5 hauler from James, who said, desperate need of a win, need a bye week fill-in at wide receiver, want to trade Burrow and Michael Thomas. I believe that's Michael Thomas. Who can I get? I don't think anybody cares about Michael Thomas, so I don't know. Including him, I don't know. I don't know what that even does. But Burrow for a Devontae Smith seems doable. Burrow for Ridley seems doable. Burrow for maybe even Olave. Burrow for Waddle and something. Burrow for Debo and something. Get something back, but easily doable. Easily doable. Burrow. If somebody's in quarterback desperation mode, they would gladly give you Devontae Smith or Ridley right now for Burrow, I believe. Just got Bijan. Team is Hurts, Hall, JT, Swift, Achane, Roshan, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Christian Watson, KJ Osborne, Gabe Davis. Trade JT and Watson for AJB. I would not. I think JT is going to come around. They paid him big money. I don't think they're going to just not feed him. It's just been a slow process, and I think they get to running the football through him. And Watson has amazing value that has not been tapped into yet, so I don't want to do this trade. I'd rather keep the 2 players. As far as other moves to make, I mean, you could try and trade. I hold Achane. I mean, maybe Roshan gains some value. I stand down. Your team's really, really good. I think I would hold, especially you have a great quarterback. You got Achane coming back. I'm not moving that team. Stand down mode.
Alert.
Definitely stand down mode. Denny, you're in timeout. I know you want to be on the phone line right now, Denny, but I can't have you yelling at my people, especially when it was me that was talking. And essentially you're saying those things about me, not him. So, Denny, you're in timeout for the rest of the show. You can't yell at my people. I've told you that 100,000 times. And, Denny, that goes for people yelling at you. I would defend you the same way, Denny. I would defend you the same way. Sup, Smitty, PPR, would you trade away Rashee Rice, Osborne, and Roshan for Amari? I would rather have Amari Cooper, if not just for trade value. He's got a lot of trade value still. But I think Roshan could definitely, develop into something pretty freaking amazing here soon. So you got to kind of make sure you're accounting for that, but I think you are. Amari's pretty good. Denny, I'm sorry, but I have to put you in timeout for the rest of the show, Denny. You cannot do those things. You cannot do those things. I'm answering because I don't want you to think I'm totally ghosting you, but no show for you for the rest of the day.
Smitty, can I just say one thing? All right, I was out of line.
Again, a pattern of being out of line, Denny.
You want to do karate in the garage?
I do, but we have to unfortunately end this conversation. I'm not mad at you at the end of the day, but I have to reprimand you. I have to reprimand you.
I'm sorry.
Yes, later, Denny.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Denny. Okay,
Finish him.
it makes me sad, Denny. It makes me sad. This one's from Detroit. Detroit says, should I trade my Andrews and Zach Moss for Achane? I would, but I know a lot of people will be like, I'm not giving up Andrews, but I would. I think Andrews is good, but I think Achane's is just better. But that's just me. It's a gamble, but there is word that he'll be back, Achane, after the bye week. So 3 more games, the bye week, and then he's back. So if you can weather through that, sure. If you can't, then maybe you can't do that. Superfish with a $10 haul. This is the last super chat before we get back to the. No, we got 2 more super chats. This one and another. Start 2 running backs. 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex out of Bijan, Pacheco, Swift, Kamara, Ridley, Watson, Pickens. Also benching Eagles D and starting Jaguars D. Thoughts? I mean, 1 flex, 2 running back, 2. So Bijan, Pacheco, Swift, Kamara. I mean, on the regular, I'm probably starting Kamara. You got to make a trade. I'm probably starting Pacheco right now on a weekly basis, and it's just going to come down to like schedule. So if we're Superfish, let me get to this one after we get the phone calls, because that's going to take some time to get through that one. Let me tackle that after I clear the phone line, if you don't mind. Thielen and Lamar for Mahomes and Musgrave. I'd rather have the Mahomes side. Ridley or Lamb, I think those are pretty even. So I'd say, whichever one you preference. It's really Ridley and Lamb. I'd probably rather have Lamb by a hair. And any tips? QB, Lamar, Bijan, Kamara, Kyren. Thank you, Ron, for the $5 hauler here. This team's really good. Any moves you should make? I would say probably trade one of the wide receivers like Metcalf, who's been banged up, to try and upgrade Kyren, who right now is injured. If you could trade Metcalf and Kyren for Eckler, like we've been talking about all show, or even potentially get let's say Kyren for Achane, would be a move that I would contemplate, to be honest with you, bro. But maybe you get more, though, because Kyren is he's been playing like a top 5 running back. So is Achane. They're both very, very good, but I'd rather have Achane if I was making that move. Maybe you could trade DK for Achane and keep Kyren. I don't know. Something like that. And Superfish, I'll get to your question after I clear this phone line. Marsman Rock Out goes first because he's a Marsman. He's got a Marsman card. He jumped in front of all of you. You got 30 seconds, though.
Yeah. Are we playing McLaurin over Roshan or Javante?
Right now, Scary Terry until we know what's up with Roshan. Roshan's not even cleared the concussion protocol. If he clears it and the hype is huge, we have a dilemma and a conversation. But right now, you got to go Scary Terry. For right now.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, rock out to the moon. Appreciate you, Marsman. Rock out. 2 quick basketball. You have 30 seconds and 30 seconds only.
All right, Smitty. This full PPR traded away Kamara, Sutton, and Tank Dell for Eckler, Higgins, and Christian Watson. Do you like that?
Kamara, Sutton, and Dell?
For Eckler, T. Higgins, and Christian Watson.
Yeah, I think it's if there's vetoes in your league, I'd be worried they're going to veto that. Like, that for Eckler alone is good. You're getting T. Higgins and Christian Watson. I mean, you're probably not going to ever talk to that person ever again.
Got him.
I mean, you blasted him, bro. Absolutely lambasted them. All right, too quick. Nice trade. Nice trade.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice trade. Got the got him button. This one's going out to Scuba Steve. You're live. 30 seconds.
Hey, Smitty, what's going on?
What's up?
I got a question about two guys. Devontae Williams, I wanted to know what's going on with him. Because, I mean, I think it's been like 7 weeks already, and it's like we don't know because he's still splitting carries in time. Like, when is actually going to be a good time to start
8
this
seconds.
guy? I mean,
8 seconds. Give me your second player.
And Marvin Mims with Terry Judy and Cortland Sutton, like, who's going to be traded? When's a good time to pick up this guy and stash this guy?
Yeah, Mims. I mean, the fact that Mims was on the map and then they took him off the map makes me feel like there's no stashing or worrying about him yet. Like, if things change, if any team is going to trade for Judy, which I don't know that teams are knocking down the door, then maybe an opportunity emerges. But he was relevant, and now Mims isn't getting any catches or even playing time. So I'm not going near him right now. If the door opens, we'll look at it. But right now, I could care less about Marvin Mims. Javonte got more work, looked better last week. He was injured the week prior, but he actually showed signs of maybe of an upward trajectory. So I'm kind of excited about Javonte a little more than I normally have been. But it's still something where we just don't know, bro. We're at the mercy of Sean Payton, who really hasn't felt like the Sean Payton of old right now. You know, missteps and dumb things he said in the offseason to just how he's handled everything so far. And the fact that he hasn't used Javonte right makes me fearful he won't. But, I mean, at least we got some momentum. All right, Scuba, appreciate you.
Oh. Hey, Smitty, do you think that they're going to trade him with all the talk of this fire sale stuff?
No idea. No idea.
right.
They could, but I don't think
later,
so.
man.
Later. Never know. You never know. Chris, you got 30.
All right, 1-5 guy. He's got Eckler. I'm stacked at running back. Basically, what I'd like to know is what would he have to give me for my Henry? He wants Henry and AB. These are his receivers.
Henry
Pickens,
and AB?
Brown, yeah.
Who's AB?
Brown.
AJB?
AJ, yeah. AJ,
Okay.
My bad.
Okay.
Yes, AJB. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. We're like Antonio
And
Brown.
it's a tough ask, but I do want Eckler, and I am stacked at running back. I need wide receiver help, so it's kind of hard getting rid of that receiver. But he's 1-5, trying to help. These are his receivers: Godwin, Pickens, London, Lamb, Higgins, Dobbs, and Higbee. Like, what? Man, what would he have to give me to even make to give him?
This is tempting.
Henry.
Yeah, this is tempting. Can we get the chat to vote on this one? Eckler and Higgins for Henry and AJB. I think I would take that and run. But that isn't to say I'm very excited about Higgins' sum total. I am worried about him. But Henry, I'm trading Henry on the high. I think this would be
I want to trade Henry.
I think this
And
would be
I
a
also
good
have
trade.
Mostert, A-Chain on IR.
Does anybody disagree that the Eckler-Higgins side crushes? I'd even throw an AB.
Brown go.
I'd even throw an AB with
Okay.
AJB.
You're making me feel good about
Okay,
this.
we got a Eckler side from Matt O. Hector says AJB side. Kentucky says AJB side. Hammer says Eckler side. Tough One says Morgan. I take Eckler and Higgins personally. I don't think you're going to get what were the other wide receivers that he had?
Lamb,
All right,
London, Pickens, Godwin.
I mean, I don't think you're going to get Lamb. I wonder what you could try this. You could try
So
it.
I actually know this guy, and earlier at work he was like, "Man, I thought about Lamb, but dang, man, I don't know."
Yeah, Lamb.
I thought,
Lamb's tough because, if you would have done this the week prior, you would have got it done. Now Lamb exploded, and how the hell are you going to get him? You're probably not. This would be a crush. I don't know if you could throw an additional player in to get this done, but it'd have to be someone kind of small.
So you've kind of turned me into a Love fanboy. Why are people they're saying Dobbs isn't even startable? And I just don't agree with
Who's
that.
they? Who's they, bro?
Huh?
Who's they?
In the chat.
Did someone just let it rip? Did someone just let one rip? Was that you, Chris?
Denny, did you call?
Chris, was that you? Did you just say, I don't know? Be honest, Chris.
I will tell you, when I've been on here for 31 minutes, I tell you, brother.
Somebody just let one rip. I heard it. That one was easy to see coming. Look, bro, you're way over your 30 seconds. I'm gonna say, give me Higgins and Eckler if you got to make that deal. But would I try and do Lamb? Yeah. Would I throw something else in? I definitely. Max says own it. You did it. You did it. Own it. I mean, it is what it is. Totally.
Do you?
Go ahead.
These like people in the chat, they were like, I mentioned Dobbs, and they're like, he's not even startable. And for me, I don't agree with that. I think that kid's uber talented.
I mean, I like him. It depends on the situation. Is he a locked-in wide receiver 3? I would say that they aren't all off base. That have been saying that, but I would say like he's hit and miss. He's inconsistent. But I think Christian Watson is the main guy. He's the number one there. Clear as day, and he's getting overfed. I mean, so when he's out there, you just see it's Watson, and they've miscued.
Well,
the touchdowns are coming. Someone says you smelled the Delta, Smitty. I didn't smell it. I heard it. I practically tasted it. It was so vigorous on the phone line here. So it's nothing about smelling it. It's more about that it seeped into the studio here. Okay, I got to go, Chris.
I'm rolling the dice.
Well,
I'm rolling the dice. I'm sending it over.
All right, try and get Lamb though. All right, later. Okay, let's go to Freddie Knuckles. Go ahead, Freddie. 30. Don't waste it on tooting, bro. 22 seconds, Freddie. Frankie, you got 14 seconds, Frankie. Frankie, you got 8 seconds. Knuckles is punting it right here. 3, 2, 1. Frankie Knuckles with the big whiff. Corey, you got 30 seconds.
What's up, Smitty? Pretty short at wide receiver. Do I trade my Eckler and Ridley for Amon-Ra and Derrick Henry?
No. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Ridley are not that far apart, despite what everybody, I think, is going to say. Do I draft St. Brown over him? Sure. But Eckler crushes Derrick Henry, in my opinion. So, absolutely no. Wasted my marker.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Hey, Corey, call in if you got another one. The Patrick, you got 30.
Yeah, I need help with I want to run my quarterback situation by you for this week.
You got 19 seconds.
I have Trevor Lawrence. Because Fields is out. With Trevor Lawrence going against the Saints plus injured, I have Geno sitting on waivers. Do I go ahead and drop Charbonnet to start Geno this week?
I would not drop Charbonnet. If you got to drop your kicker to buy you some time and pick him up, I understand that, but I'm not dropping.
We don't have kickers. But
okay, good for you guys. But I would say, look, Geno's safer than T-Law right now. Thursday night, banged up Saints defense, but I don't know that Geno is that much safer. So I'd probably say I'd bank on T-Law, but I certainly just wouldn't drop Charbonnet. If there's another option, maybe. But I'm not dropping Charbonnet. That's going to be just your.
Devontae.
Yeah, I think I'd rather, like, if you can't drop T-Law for Geno and feel confident in that you would just swap the two out, which I don't. I'm just saying, then maybe just start the guy. I know he's banged up. I know that's part of the problem. I get it, but I just don't think I could. Geno hasn't been safe enough that this is a no-brainer.
Right, I just like the matchup this week. This
Yeah,
is going to be like a 1 week play.
I do too, and if you could find another way to do it, but there's no way I'm dropping Charbonnet. All right, later, Patrick. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Smitty.
Yeah, figure out another way. There's another player. Maybe there's a receiver you're not mentioning. Jay, you got 30. Then I got the super chats coming.
What's good, Smitty? Drake London and Jeff Wilson Jr. for Christian Watson.
Man. I love Christian Watson, but I do have to say that the London and Wilson side's probably a little bit craftier right now. Jeff Wilson's back, and he's starting for 3 straight weeks alongside of Mostert because it is a 2 running back conglomerate there in Miami. So that's tough getting rid of Wilson. And London looks so good, and I know that Watson has been hit and miss too. At the end of the day, I do believe Watson's the best player in the deal, but there's a lot of still uncertainty, and I'd probably say I lean London and Wilson, but it's really close, bro. Really close.
That's fair. All right,
Yeah.
Thanks, Goat.
Really close. Later, man. All right, let's go over to 30 seconds to Tony from Ohio. Tony, 30.
What's up, Smitty?
Yo.
I got a unexpected trade offer today. I was trying to shop London before he kind of got a little better, but somebody offered me Rashad White, Roshan Johnson, and some other wide receiver. I don't know who it is, for Drake London and Damon Pierce.
Oh.
And I've been trying to get Johnson for the end of the year.
Yeah, so...
But what do you think of the trade?
So London for Rashad White, Roshan.
And Wandale Robinson, I think, is the other guy.
Oh, Wandale.
Basically, I wouldn't use. But I'm pretty thin at running back.
I guess if you need to make this move from a running back perspective, I'm okay with it. But I do feel like London's better, the best player in the deal. But I would take Roshan if you needed this move. The problem is Roshan hasn't even been cleared, though, bro.
Right.
He's still in the concussion protocol. He's I know he's hurt. It's not really his fault, but he's crapping the bed right now. His opportunity's sitting right in front of him, and he's just literally. You can't get cleared. You can't get cleared. I'm not saying anything crazy. It's pissing me off. But yeah.
Yes.
I guess if you need an RB that bad, it's not a horrible move. But London could. Part of me thinks you can get more for London right now. You know, like London and something for a Swift. People are freaking out on Swift right now. People are selling Swift like he's nothing. It's crazy. Aaron Jones like he's nothing.
That's the other thing. My other backs are Aaron Jones, Breece Hall, and Jerome Ford.
Okay.
So I'm kind of thin at running back and
but those are two.
Receiver, so.
I mean, those are two good starters, though. All right, Tony. I'd say it's pretty even. You can't really go wrong either way. Appreciate you, Cody. 30 seconds. Cody, 22 seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 4 wide receiver names. I want you to start 3. So I got Brandon Ayuk, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley, and Devontae Smith.
Chris Olave, Ayuk, Devontae Smith, and who? Ridley?
Did you already say Calvin Ridley?
Ridley, D. Smith, Olave, and Ayuk?
And Ayuk, yeah.
I don't know, bro. I mean,
I figured I would start Olave and Ayuk.
Mute yourself.
Injury going on in San Fran.
Ninja, mute yourself if you could. I would say, like, I don't know, bro. This, like, you got to make a trade, man. You're going to get this wrong every week. You just can't get this right. You can't get this right, and you're just there's no way to know this every single week. I mean, Thursday night football, maybe lockdown coverage. Maybe Kirk is the one lockdown. We don't know. Injured T-Law. I'd probably say this week you're starting these guys, but that doesn't mean that's the same answer every week. But that's the safe answer.
Okay.
For this week, anyway. It's a smart move. Mixed Thursday, and with the injuries in the matchup, it makes sense. There's 3 reasons to do this week. Even if you get it wrong, there's 3 reasons to do it this way. All right. Make a trade.
All
right. G-Men from Florida. Got 30.
You guys talked about Joe Mixon earlier in the show, and I'm trying to decide between the lesser of the 2 evils. I have James Cook, and I'm thinking about trading him for Joe Mixon. What do you think?
I'd probably rather have Mixon than James Cook. I'm sure some people might be surprised about that, but then I trade Mixon away if I can. Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, wide receiver shopping if I need that. But I would lean Mixon. G-Man.
Yeah.
Appreciate the call. The Patrick, you got 30 seconds. Hurry.
Yes, Smitty, my wide receiver room is Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley, D-Hop, and Amari Cooper. The Justin Jefferson owner wants to do JJ for Ridley straight up. Do I make that move? Do I take that chance?
Do you feel like you're the best team in the league?
That I'm the best team in the league?
Yeah. Do you feel, when you look in the mirror, do you say, damn?
No.
No? I mean, I probably do that trade in hopes that he comes back, but yeah, I'd probably do that. With what you described, it feels like you got one of the better teams, right? So I guess I would take that, but that doesn't stop.
I'm definitely top 3, but like,
I definitely shop.
I'm the best.
I definitely shop JJ each week as you get closer to his comeback, but I mean, that's not a bad move. You listed off a great wide receiver room, so I think you can afford it. All right. Keep shopping them, though. Take JJ, then keep shopping them. Try and get that. I don't know if did you say you have H-Chan?
No. I would be giving up Ridley for JJ.
I know, but do you have H-Chan?
No.
Okay, so my favorite move for JJ owners is H-Chan and a wide receiver that's like Devontae Smith doubted type of player, or Ridley, who you're giving up, so you wouldn't be getting Ridley there. Olave and H-Chan, like things like that make sense for JJ. So keep shopping JJ, potentially to get.
No, the JJ owner is offering.
I know rewind it and listen to what I'm saying. The Patrick, all right, you're over your time. I get that. I'm telling you, go get H-Chan after you get JJ if it's possible. I gotta go. Appreciate you. All right. 2 quick basketball. You got 30 seconds.
All right, Smitty, this is the league that I just traded for Eckler.
Yeah.
I have 5 really good running backs. I have CMC, Bijan, Eckler, and then I also have Breece Hall and Tony Pollard. And I'm looking for a better quarterback because I got T-Law, Love, and Stafford. Should I try to trade one of those good running backs for like Jalen Hurts? Or like who's a go-get quarterback?
Hurts, Mahomes, they're both extremely buy low right now, and I think you could probably name the players you have again, the running backs.
So right now I'm starting CMC, Bijan, and then I have Eckler in the flex, and then Breece Hall and Tony Pollard are on my bench. So I was looking to trade a running back for like a Jalen Hurts or something.
There are people that have problems, bro. Yeah, you're calling in with Pollard on your bench. I mean, yeah, Bijan for a quarterback should suffice. That should do fine. You should be able to get any one of those. And I'm not saying I like trading Bijan, but you clearly have running backs for days in this 5-man league you're in. And you could easily get Hurts or Mahomes using one of them RBs. But don't trade CMC. Don't trade Eckler. And, if you're trading Breece or you're trading Pollard or you're trading Bijan for that quarterback straight up, I do it. But rich person problems. Who am I talking to right now?
Too quick.
Too quick. Yeah. Rich person problems, bro. But yeah, trade one of those guys for a quarterback. Easy. Mahomes. Go after Mahomes. Mahomes has been playing like dog water. I'm sure his owner will be tempted to get an RB. And if not, then you might be in such a small league because there's no way this league's a 12-man league. I doubt it's 10, right? It's probably 8.
No, it's a 10.
I mean, I don't know how that's possible, but nice team, bro. Go trade one of your RBs, not named CMC or Eckler, for Mahomes, and go do it live. All right, later. Too quick. Ninja 30.
So either the Jaguars or Saints defense. Which one would you play this week?
That's a good question. If T-Law plays, I'm probably playing the Jaguar D. If T-Law doesn't play, I'd play the Saints D. But you wouldn't be crazy to play the Saints D regardless. I mean, it could be the safest move, but I do think that both have their pros and cons, man. It's pretty tough. Overall, Saints might be the safest move overall. But I hate going against T-Law. Part of me thinks I'm biasly not wanting to say Saints against T-Law, but he is banged up. It is Thursday. But Jaguars have been pretty steady too, though. They're not bad.
Perfect. Thank you.
But Saints, if you're wanting to be logical, I guess. All right, later. Was that Ninja? I think that was Ninja. Young, you got 30.
Hey, Smitty, would you? So somebody just dropped T-Law, and he's on waivers. Would you be interested in picking him up and dropping like Jordan Love or Kareem Hunt or something like that?
Kareem Hunt, but not Jordan Love. Jordan Love is better than T-Law right now. Bye week free, no way. But Kareem Hunt, sure. Easy. Okay. If you need to back up the quarterback position, that's easy. I appreciate you.
I have Burrow. I got Burrow and Love already.
Yeah. Then I don't know that you need T-Law, but maybe if you could make a trade, people are struggling at quarterback. I doubt he'd be sitting there on waivers, though, if people were, but it just depends on that opportunity.
He just got dropped today.
Well, I mean, maybe pick him up for Hunt, drop your kicker or something like that, and just try and make a trade. Go target a quarterback needy team.
In that kind of situation, would you rather drop your kicker or your defense?
Depends on which one I have. But I'll leave you this because I got to run. I would say I would be tempted to even trade Burrow and start Love if it meant winning the league, and you can't win the league with Burrow. So look into that. All right, Young, I got to go. Appreciate you. Mumble, 30 seconds.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? I just got a trade offer. So we've kind of been throwing trades back and forth. He sent me, I send over Isaiah Pacheco, Joshua Palmer for Calvin Ridley, Roshan Johnson. Should I just hit the smash button on that?
Pacheco and what Mumble? Mumble, what'd you say? Mumble?
And Palmer.
Palmer?
Palmer.
Pacheco and Palmer for For who?
Ridley and Roshan Johnson. I'm hurting in this league too.
I mean, the problem is we have no idea on Roshan yet, but he could rival Pacheco for a couple weeks, and then he might not even be a factor. We have no clue. And I haven't, I can refresh the news right now just to make sure. I don't see anything. Right here was the news I was trying to get to earlier, that Kyren Williams is reportedly in a cast-like material using a scooter, to get around so he doesn't walk on the ankle. Let me see here. I don't see anything right here on Roshan. We're still waiting on Roshan. It's just ridiculous. I would take this side, the Ridley-Roshan side. I like Ridley a little more than Pacheco, even though some people don't. I got to go, Mumble. Appreciate you. Smash it. Do it live.
Okay,
Ramos, last caller of the night. 30 seconds. Go.
How are you doing, Smitty? I'm 5-1 with HN and JJ on the IR. My RBs are set. My wide receivers are decent. I only have one trade left in the league. This is like a league where they limit it. Would you just stay put and just wait for HN and JJ to come back? nobody's really taking any fight on JJ.
I mean, you're 5-1. You could afford to wait. So I'd say in general, I'm not forcing anything, but you also didn't give me much to work with. So nobody's trading, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking to trade Kamara for Devontae Smith and Breece Hall. Do you think that's too much, or?
I'd take Devontae Smith
right.
and Breece Hall in a millisecond.
For Kamara?
Yeah. You could argue Breece Hall and Kamara are equals, or you could argue one's better than the other, either side, and you're getting Devontae Smith for free. You've been offered that trade?
It's on the table right now. I tried to get JJ and Gabe Davis for that. Give him JJ and Gabe Davis for that, but he doesn't want JJ. So I think I can make that happen.
Get Breece Hall and Devontae Smith and run, bro. All right, later.
Okay.
All right, last caller, 30 seconds. This is Travis. Travis, I do have to keep you to the similar time frame, too, because I got to get these super chats. They're sitting there. 30 seconds, Travis. Mars, man.
Just two quick ones. Waddle, DK, and Pickens. How would you rank them?
Exactly like that.
Waddle, DK.
Exactly like that. And I put a tier break between DK and Pickens. Not a big one, but just, you know.
Okay, and then quarterbacks. I have T-Law. He's hurt, so I was planning on starting Love. And then I also just scooped up Howell and Kyler. Would you start Love or Howell this week?
I go Love. Coming off the bye week, fresh. Aaron Jones back. Christian Watson healthier. Week off to kind of regroup. And the fact that he was before last week where he had 0 touchdowns, he was a top 6 fantasy football quarterback in almost every scoring format before last week, his last game played, and he was on pace for over 40 total touchdowns. I still believe there's a lot of value. Now, is Howell safer? Probably. Jordan Love is higher risk, but higher reward. Howell is safer. If you need steady Eddie, Howell is not bad.
All right. Just the very last thing was, would you move Kelsey in a deal to get Stephon Diggs?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Woody. Appreciate it.
All right. Later. Appreciate you. Okay. We're going to the super chats now. Appreciate everybody. What am I doing? Getting rid of the microphone. Superfish. I left this one out there for a while. I'm sorry, but I couldn't really answer this one in a short fashion at all. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Let me see if I can get on screen here. I got I got to put the schedule up too so we can look at this. Let's do this. Bye weeks are right here. So we're going to go with Bijan and Pacheco and let's see, Swift or Kamara. Swift or Kamara. We're probably going to go with good old... I mean, Kamara's on tomorrow night at home. Swift is on Sunday night. I'm probably going Swift on that spotlight game against the Dolphins. I probably sit Kamara on the Thursday night football, or I'm sitting Pacheco. So I'm sitting Pacheco or Kamara. But that's if I'm not starting all 3. Or all. No, you can't start. Okay, you have Bijan. I'm not sitting Bijan against the Bucs. I think Bijan's a guy you're not sitting. So wide receivers, Ridley and Watson. Would I go Pickens over Ridley? Maybe. It's a little bit of a risk, but it's not horrible. It's not like a crazy move. But I just couldn't sit Ridley. Plus, I know everybody's thinking that Lattimore or the Saints blanket coverage on Ridley all game, but you got to keep in mind that Kirk is still doing a lot of damage, and it wouldn't surprise me if defenses are like, let's shut Kirk down, or they do some sort of rotation. Kirk's the one that's been delivering lately. So, but, the Rams, tough to say how that game's going to go for Pittsburgh. I think they will be throwing. Pickens maybe a tad safer than Ridley. Ridley higher risk, higher reward. But I am probably sitting Kamara on Thursday night versus sitting Swift. Does anybody disagree on that? Kamara's hard to sit. Superfish, I know we keep telling you this every week, but I definitely would be trying to make a trade because I'm going to get this wrong every other week, if not more. And you're certainly going to get it wrong too. The chat would even, as a group think, would get it wrong at least 40% of the time. Probably better than just myself alone doing group think, right? So maybe we ask the chat here. Who are we sitting? Kamara, Pacheco, or Swift? If we have to sit one of those RBs, who are we sitting? Who are we sitting? Thank you, Superfish, for the super chat. And sorry about the delay on that one. We got a couple $20 haulers. Blank, appreciate you, and Russian Collusion coming in with 20 wads. Let's start off with Collusion. Smitty, is there any Marsmen? Smitty, is there any way Marsmen can see Moonmen League, vice versa? No. Not unless I show it, which we will definitely do that tomorrow night. I'll go over the Marsmen and Moonmen League prior to the game. So thank you for asking that question. We'll do an update on that. My team I have one of the best teams I've assembled all year long. I'm so proud of my team, and I am in last place in the Marsman League. I can't buy a win. I can't buy luck. I had AR5 go down. I've had Debo go down consistently. I have Eckler, who I've been waiting on. Eckler. I have Tyreek Hill. I have Travis Kelce. I have Debo Samuel. I have Calvin Ridley. I have Achane, who got injured. I have AR5. I have one of the best teams I have ever assembled, actually. When I look at my team, I get excited. And I'm in last place. It is a glorious team. Listen to it again. AR5. Okay, no problem. I think I have Purdy, right? So Purdy and AR5. Eckler, Achane. Tyreek, Ridley, Debo, Kelce. I've got an amazing squad. And so if anybody thinks, good teams can't play bad, my team's phenomenal. I think I'll make a run. I really do. But good Lord. Russian, appreciate you. $20 hauler. Let's go, my boy Russian.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Thank you, Russian, for dropping the 20 wad. Appreciate you very much, my man, my good man. And Blank, appreciate your $20 hauler. Have Justin Herbert and Aaron Jones for Eckler and Love on the bench. Have Justin Herbert and Aaron Jones for Eckler. Love on the bench. I would probably take... This is a tough one because like Herbert and Aaron Jones is pretty good. Love and Eckler over Aaron Jones, Herbert. Can I get a chat vote on this one? If you were Blankman and you had Love on the bench, would you trade Justin Herbert and Aaron Jones for Eckler? Aaron Jones and Eckler have both had their bye week. I'm going to put this in the corner because this needs groupthink. It definitely needs a bunch of answers. Goff, CMC, Komet for Mahomes, Kelce, Aaron Jones. I would take Mahomes, Kelce, Aaron Jones over CMC. If you're going to trade CMC, you're trading that. That's the way to do it. Ricky, I got 4 RBs now, though. Can only start 2 RBs and 2 flexes. Ricky, appreciate your super chat. Guys, remember, if there is something you need me to answer in it, by the time I get to your super chat, I will not know what we're even talking about anymore. In case, Ricky, there was something else you wanted help with on that. Drop 1 for kicker. McLaughlin or Hunt? I'll drop McLaughlin, I suppose. Just because Hunt feels like he's on the upward climb a little bit, whereas McLaughlin may be downward. Devontae Adams and Javonte Williams or Sun God? I would take Sun God. Just because I don't think the Javonte thing moves the needle, and I'm worried about Adams long term. I really am. Get Eckler. Everybody's saying Eckler. They both have their bye out of the way, but that's a tough one. Chat's mainly saying Eckler. I heard the fart very clearly, says Ian. Everybody did. Everybody heard it loud and clear. Russo with a $2 hauler. Would you do Tyreek for Higgins and Austin Eckler? I would rather have Tyreek. I'd rather have Tyreek, bro. But it's close. Eckler's bye week free, going to be phenomenal, but I'd rather have Tyreek. To the moon, $10 shot for my boy. My boy Asan. Asan, 4-2, 10-team. Stroud, T-Law just picked up K1. Kyler Murray. JJ Olave, Garrett Wilson, Kirk, Godwin, Rice, K9, Jones, James Cook, Spears, Gibbs, keeping Stroud and K1 after this week, waiting for JJ. Any other moves? I mean, if you're not trading JJ, which I constantly actively try and do, I think this is good. I mean, K9, Kenneth Walker, bye week free, Jones, bye week free. You got to ride that out. James Cook, maybe. Gibbs may be in a trade potentially. K1 and Gibbs, K1 and James Cook, K1 and Godwin to try and upgrade into a potential Jalen Hurts or Mahomes is probably the only thing I'd look to do. Kirk and K1, I'd do any of those upgrades. Maybe even Tua Tagovailoa potentially with a little Kirk action, something like that. I mean, look, Kyler Murray's kind of tempting, in terms of a trade like that. I think people would be interested. Will you trade Fields for Michael Pittman Jr. or Debo? I need a wide receiver. Also have Love and Howell. I would definitely trade him for Debo. I think Debo, even if you had to wait a week on Debo to get healthy, and Debo probably will play this week, I would rather have Debo Samuel. But Pittman's not bad. I'd rather have Debo. Full PPR rest of season, Jahmyr Gibbs or Breece Hall. Breece Hall. Mystery fart, says CB. Look, Breece Hall is miles above Jahmyr Gibbs right now. I do hope Jahmyr does get his shot here, but remember, Monty will come back no matter how good Gibbs is doing, and hopefully Gibbs maintains a role. $10 hauler from who is this? Matt. $10 hauler from my boy Matt. Love Kyler Pollard. Okay, my second fantasy season ever, 5-1 with your help. You're the man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Looking for roster trade advice. Kyren is a great trade away right now. Go get Achane and maybe even something else. Go get Eckler. You got Pollard and Aaron Jones. You could trade Kyren straight up for a wide receiver. You've got good wide receivers, though, so I probably look for Kyren to upgrade quarterback. Mahomes, Hurts, or Josh Allen using Kyren and Kyler, or Love and Kyren. I'd go after a QB hardcore, because you get a QB in there using Kyren who might miss the next 4 straight weeks if you include the bye. That's a lot of points you could get. Roster 1 at a 10-team PPR, Rashid, T. Higgins, or Spears. I'd probably rather have T. Higgins if you need wide receiver help at all. If you're never going to play T. Higgins, then Spears is the home run win a league stash. That's probably the most valuable, even though T. Higgins has more value right now. JT, Brian Robinson, and Gibbs pick 2. Give me JT and Gibbs if he's starting. If he's not, then pull him out. But Gibbs, if he's got the volume and all the buzz, we'll have to see. Was offered Tua for Deshaun Watson and Ridley. I have Lamb, AJB, Rice. I'd probably take Tua Tagovailoa. I just think you're going to get a lot of scoring out of him, and I don't mind that at all. Need a QB? Yeah. I mean, if you need a QB, Ridley, it sucks trading Ridley, but that's a top 6 quarterback. 1 QB league, Allen, DJ Moore for Chase. I have Burrow. I would rather have Chase in that situation, but it is tough to give up. That is a lot. That other individual is also making out very well in the trade. Amon-Ra, James Cook, and White for JT and Olave. Amon-Ra, James Cook, and Rashad White for JT Olave. I'd rather have JT Olave pretty easily, even though there's some pros and cons to that, I guess, but I'd rather have the 2 players, and you're diluting your risk into 2 players, so each one of JT and Olave could almost hang in that trade, by themselves. Trade my Ford for Tua in a heartbeat. I have Burrow, but good deal. Absolutely good deal. And do it just for trade value, or what if Burrow gets banged up? I mean, Tua is a great start every week. What can I get for Debo? Probably nothing while he's hurt, my guy. So unless it's like a Gibbs or, Roshan or something, there's not a lot of ways to trade Debo injured. But I think, like Gibbs would be a good move. Fields just got dropped, and also keeping Debo is a good move too. Fields just got dropped, and I have Burrow and Love. Who do I drop? I also have Zach Moss and my bench waivers go through. I mean, who do you drop? Not one of those guys, Burrow or Love. So if you have to drop that quarterback, no. Zach Moss, I probably say if you can turn Fields into something in a trade, it's worth dropping Zach Moss. If he's just going to sit on your bench and you're eventually going to drop Fields anyway because of bye weeks coming up, I don't know that it's worth maybe dropping Moss yet. I'd also try and trade Moss to the JT owner ahead of time and then make the move. Burrow, Bijan, Swift, Chase, Olave, Jonnu Smith, Nico, Purdy, Garrett Wilson, Ahmed, H.N. Wilson Jr., any moves. Wilson Jr. is on IR no longer, so you might need to move that up. So you might have to drop somebody now because you got to move him up. I don't care about Jonnu unless he's your starter. Then you got to keep him. Gainwell, not concerned about Gainwell at all. Any moves to make? I'd probably say you don't have a lot of trade potential right now. That's not to say it's not a good team. It's just you're waiting on some players to pop off. I would say unless you can trade Burrow or Purdy to a QB-needy team, use Garrett Wilson to try and get some sort of better player. Like, let's say you turn Jonnu into Andrews or Hawkinson or something using your quarterback or Garrett Wilson, or potentially turn, let's say, Swift into Eckler by giving up Swift and a quarterback, or Swift and Garrett Wilson. Those are potential moves, Eduardo, that I would make for that team. Thank you for your super chat. Trade my Tua, Scary Terry for Flowers, Roshan, lost Achan. I don't trade Tua that cheap. I like Roshan, but Roshan's guaranteed nothing right now. Maybe if they announce he's a starter and he was out of the protocol, we'd have a different conversation. But I've got to be responsible and not tell you to make moves on something that we have no idea how it's going to shake out. So right now, no.
To the moon.
Thank you for the super chat. $10 hauler for my boy Second Opinion Josh. I'm 1-5, traded Pollard and Nico for Mostert and Devontae Smith. I can get behind that. No, now my team is Fields, JT, Brees, Watson, Garrett Wilson. I like it. I hate trading Pollard, though. I really do. And Nico's nice, but Mostert and Devontae Smith's a tad better. It just is right now. Could that change? Yeah. Could Mostert get hurt? Yeah. At the end of the day, will I like this? I don't know. I think like 3 weeks from now, I could hate it because Mostert could get hurt. But right now, it is a better trade. I think Devontae Smith bounces it back big time, and Mostert's playing like a top 5 running back in a top 1 offense. So you can't argue the move right now. I can only say that is there a possibility you regret it because Pollard? Yeah, but Mostert needs some damn respect right now. Dynasty trade Gibson Howell 2024 second, 2025 second for Jordan Love, Abanikanda, and a 2024 third. I would rather have... I don't care about seconds and thirds and everything, so I'd rather have Jordan Love. Sick nasty. I would take Jordan Love over Howell. I like Howell, and you guys know that. I've talked about Howell all offseason, but I definitely would rather have Jordan Love. There are better QB on waivers than Stroud and Brandon Wood. I don't know if Superfish is just being helpful to somebody or if you're asking the question for yourself, but I appreciate you, Superfish. Appreciate everybody being in here. I appreciate all my $20 haulers. Did I do my other set on the 20? I don't know if I did. Somebody dropped a $20 hauler, and I may have just answered the question. I think it was Russian Collusion and Blink. Did I do Blank's? I don't know if I did Blank's set.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
9, 10, I think. 11, let's go to 15. 12, 13. We need to burn. 14, 15. Let's go to 20. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What point is doing it if we're not getting that burn? We got to get the burn. Got to get the burn. Traded away Zach Moss and Saquon, got Debo, I think. Debo and Dameon Pierce. Is that Debo? DBO? Debo? I don't know if you got him. I mean, Debo's hurt right now. I like the idea of getting Debo, but he is hurt right now. So I don't know if you got him. I think you could, but Saquon should have probably got you more. So not disapproved. I don't think you did horribly or anything like that, but I don't think that deserves a got him button. I just got to be honest, man. I'm always going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't think that's enough. Rather keep Jeff Wilson and Brand. Let's see here. I'm eating tacos while watching Smitty. Appreciate you, Cito. What's Joel says you got yourself on the trade. Smitty. Speed round. I guess we could do that. We could do a little speed round. It is 7 o'clock already. 7:20. I think we'll call it tonight. Appreciate everybody that's coming here. We'll maybe come back tonight on at least a Dynasty Channel show or maybe a draft or two. Michael, appreciate you. What's up, Smitty? Keenan Allen or Pollard rest of the season? I'm going to go Pollard, but very arguable. I'd rather have Pollard, though. I don't think position of need will make me take Keenan Allen over Pollard, though. I think if I do that trade and I'm getting Keenan Allen, just for anybody watching, or if it's this case for you, I'd much rather want something else with Keenan Allen. Even though Keenan Allen's been playing great, Pollard is an RB. RB's rule right now in trades because there are none. The top 10 running backs are in shambles. So Pollard deserves more. Thank you for all the super chats. We've been live for 2 hours and 16 minutes. Can't thank you all enough. I guess we could do a quick speed round. Hit that thumb up button. How many people we have? We have 445 in here and only a freaking 198 thumbs up. So punch that number. We'll do a speed round if we get to 230 thumbs up in the next 60 seconds. How's that? How's that for pressure? How is that for pressure? Shoddy, $10 hauler. I'm 3-3, 3 wide receivers. QB 6 points. T-Law, Stroud, JJ, Evans, Puka. Trade Walker and Debo for Kamara and D. Smith. I'd say probably the Walker side, or Walker and Kirk for Swift and Ridley. I'd probably say Walker and Kirk. I'd probably say Walker with that. Walker's got a touch more value. I want more in that trade. Walker's just got a touch more value. He's had the bye week out of the way. Should I trade Mahomes and Kelsey for Chase and Laporta? No. In Love, no. Mahomes and Kelsey by a lot. Like that's what I'm talking about. Getting Kelsey is very easy right now because people are totally undervaluing him. Look at that trade. Like Mahomes is still a top 1 to 3 quarterback. Batman, appreciate Lego. We need Devontae Smith coming through. Lego's going to make it happen. Putting the bat signal up. And Lego's question here on the $20 hauler. You monster. 5-1. I have T-Law, AJ Brown, Ridley. AJ Brown, Ridley, Garrett Wilson, Bijan, Kamara, Laporta, bench, Bigsby. Want to trade for Hurts mainly because T-Law's week 15 to 17 schedule. Thoughts? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, can you? The problem is does the Hurts owner not have a quarterback if he trades Hurts? Because does he want T-Law injured? It's gonna be hard to do unless he has like a Purdy or somebody. If he does, you're giving up Garrett Wilson. If he does, you're potentially having to sell Laporta in a deal to get it done. But would I do that? Absolutely. Would I trade T-Law into Hurts, give Laporta? Yes. Would I give up Garrett Wilson and T. Law for Hurts? Absolutely. For Mahomes, absolutely. Josh Allen, absolutely. Would I give Garrett Wilson, Laporta, and T. Law? I'd have to get something back, but I would still contemplate it. But I would definitely go get Hurts. Hurts is going to be a key to a lot of people winning. $5 hauler, 2 flex, 1 QB, AJB, Lamb, St. Brown, really fantastic. 2 flex. So you 2 flex, you can start all 4 of those guys. Trevor Lawrence and CJ, league mate offered Goff and Warren or Sutton for Ridley. I'd rather have, I don't know who your quarterback is. You got Stroud right on a bye, so I don't know who you could start this week if T-Law doesn't play. But I don't think I'd just trade for Goff using Ridley. Sutton for Ridley and no. And you're giving up CJ Stroud? No. I wouldn't trade Ridley and Stroud away to solve your quarterback situation for 1 week. Goff's not bad, but I still like T-Law as much, if not more, on the year. It's just this week is... there's a lot of quarterbacks to pick up this week too. Like even like a Malik David or a Malik Cunningham. Keep an eye on the rookie in New England. There's a lot of potential. I'm not saying he's the for sure guy to pick up. I'm just saying there could be some open doors for you soon. Sent DK and Javonte and JMO for AK and Sharps. I'd rather have AK and I'd rather have Alvin Kamara, but that's tough. It's a close call. I don't think that's an easy one.
It is time for the speed question and answer segment.
All right, we're going to do a quick 5-minute speed round Q&A. So we'll set this down to 5 minutes. We are not going to be here any longer than that. Don't forget to use code Smitty, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. If you guys want to draft tonight, we'll be doing that on Underdog if I do go live tonight. Thank you all for your super chats. You guys are absolutely marvelous. Speed Q&A is very simple. It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. You must ask questions very fast. Okay? I see a lot of non-green names in the chat. Let's change that, says Russian Collusion with the $5 hauler. And he wants... And Batman, I owe you a pump on the way out because you dropped the $20 hauler. So if you guys want to subscribe, hit that join button. Hit memberships on the tab on the YouTube channel. Mark says drop McLaughlin for Love. I would take Love. Hall PPR. I'm sorry, half PPR Hall. Half PPR Zach Evans or Craig Reynolds or McLaughlin. I'll go Zach Evans. Batman to the Moon says Joel, drop Ahmed. It depends on who you're picking up. Green Bay or Giants defense. Probably going to say Green Bay. Best show around. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Lamb. Some of these are going really fast. Madison or Olave at the flex. I'm going to go Olave. Come on, bro. Come on. Too long of a question, whoever wrote that long one. Bijan Robinson for Tony. What? Pollard? I'd probably go Tony Pollard by a hair right now. Smitty, Ridley plus Ford. These are going way too quick. Hold on. Because on the screen, they're vanishing. Let me see what that one was. It was like Ridley, Pittman or Flowers. I'm going to go Flower. Pittman safer, Flowers higher risk, higher reward. DJ Moore, Olave, rest of season. Give me Olave. Start one, Gibbs, Roshan. Probably Gibbs if he's a starter. Saints or who? Commanders defense? Probably Saints. Trade Achane for Saquon. I'd rather have Achane and something. But since you have Achane, then I'm going to say no. But if I was trading Saquon, I'd try and get more. But it doesn't mean I would do it on the other side. I'd hold Achane. Thank you, Dom. I appreciate you. Madison, Pickens, Amari Cooper. Keep, sell, target, buys. You can't sell. I mean, Amari Cooper for something, but you're not going to be able to sell Madison for anything right now. Kyren and Fields, love for Hurts. Kyren, Fields, love for Hurts. I'd take Hurts. Trade Barkley. Sorry, these are refreshing here. Dobbs or Downs this week? I'm going to go with Downs for safety. Dobbs long term on the year, but I don't know. Downs is tough. Downs is a good player. I'm only here because Smitty other shows give the same content, but Smitty interacts. Thank you, Cito. Appreciate you. Kamara, I don't know what that's about. Love Kamara. Pick Pickens or sell. Keep Pickens or sell. Depends what you can get, but I still like Pickens a lot. Start Puka or DK. I'm starting Puka. Derrick Henry trade rumors today. We'll see. It would be amazing if he got traded. We'll definitely go live if some news kicks off, some good news. Pick 2, Saquon Etienne. That one cut off here. 8 twice today, no later than 6 o'clock. Rush to the moon. Appreciate Rush. Ridley, Ford, Achane, Dell. I'd take Achane and Dell over Ridley and Ford, believe it or not. Jeff Wilson or Deontay Johnson. Give me Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson's pretty much a must start right now. He's playing that Achane role. Cooper or Hollywood Brown. I'm going to go Cooper. Gaskin, best Rams running back next 3 weeks. Maybe. He's got to climb into the role, though. I do love Gaskin. You can see what I said about him at the beginning of the show. Kamara, Bijan. I'm going to go probably Bijan, but that's, Kamara's low risk and not as high reward, but low risk. Saquon, Etienne, and Pacheco. I'm going to go Etienne and probably, I guess, Saquon, but that's really close. Buy Achane on the low. Absolutely, Blake. Any chance you get. Gibbs, Tua for Hurts. I'm taking probably Hurts, but that's close. Gabe Davis. Trade Gibbs for Saquon. I'd rather have Saquon. Ford for Roshan. I'd rather have Roshan, but there's a risk to that. Laporta or Hawkinson. Probably Hawkinson, but I love Laporta. Every show should be 20K views. Thank you. Appreciate you. DJ Moore or Puka rest of the season? Probably Puka. Trade Barkley and Puka for Eckler and D. Smith. Eckler and D. Smith. Darrell Henderson might be back with the Rams. He is back with the Rams, but who knows what that's going to amount to. Wandell Foreman born this week. Give me, I guess, Wandell. I don't know. None of them. I don't want any of those guys. Trade Brees and Gabe Davis for Keenan Allen. I would say give me Brees Hall, I suppose. You need to do voicemails again. Well, I mean, we have open phone lines, speed round Q&A, super chats, intro and monologue. We try and do it all, but we'll see. Voicemails were fun, but I don't even have time to do that, bro, to be frank. What do you get for Achane if we need help now? I don't know. You could go get a Devontae Smith and something. Very doable. Ridley and something. I mean, Achane, I'm not trading Achane unless I'm getting like a package of 2 players. I'm just not. JSN or Evans? All right. Speed round's over. Appreciate you all. Last super chat, and then we're out of here. Russian collusion. I see a lot of. Oh, he said this already. I see a lot of green, a lot of names that aren't green. So hit that join button for literally $2.99. You can become a green name supporter of the channel, and for the $9.99, I think after YouTube adds on to its $12.99, you can get priority comments. So if you guys want priority comments where I reply to all those comments throughout the day. So every day I filter by the $12.99 package. Whoever has the $12.99 a month package, which you can downgrade and upgrade at any point, I filter out those and I respond to all those comments first. So you get priority comments by upgrading your $2.99 YouTube exclusive membership to the $12.99, which I think it's $9.99 for me, but I think YouTube adds on to that to take their rake. Appreciate you all. I will see you all potentially tonight. Thank you, Lego Batman, for dropping the $20 hauler. Thank you, Blakeman for the $20 hauler. Blankman. Thank you, Russian Collusion for the $20 hauler. Thank you, let's see here. Joseph Smith with a $50 hauler. Cody with the $20 hauler. Mr. H with a $20 hauler. And then I owe Lego Batman a pump for his $20 hauler. Lego to the moon. Lego, appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
7. We'll do 15. Hammer curls. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I hope that some of you have been motivated to get in shape, work out during this whole process. Your boy trying to get fit in front of you. I think it's working. I think we're getting cut. I need to get more cut, but we're definitely getting swole. But I definitely want to see more definition. I've been doing tries. Tries are getting there, but I definitely want to. I don't want to get bulky. I want to get cut. So I do need to run more too, and kind of trim down. I want to trim and get cut. I don't want to get massive. I don't want to be like Arnold or anything. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all potentially tonight. Melvin says send a super chat. Thank you, Melvin. I'm out of here. Thank you all.